Yo, what's going on, family? Welcome in. I see a lot of y'all in the comment section already, man. It's Saturday. It is Saturday. I'm hype. I am let's see, I'm full. I just left a birthday party and if you saw me on Watch Crunch, I am still rocking the Citizen I had on my Jack Mason earlier. But just like any other watch enthusiast, I switched out a few times today. I actually put my Laurier back on today too. So, okay. So, what are we going to be talking about tonight? What are we talking about tonight? I am, however, you know what? I want to do this. Um, I'm going to drop the link. I'm gonna drop the link, and I'm gonna tell you after I get through kind of breaking us into what we're gonna talk about tonight. Um, what I'm gonna ask is there are a few people that I've talked to about this topic already. Shout out to my man Dave D. He actually thank you for telling. I actually saw Mark drop that video. I just didn't get around to it, and it is so uncanny how I was already going to talk about the subject, right? And there were a number of YouTubers that dropped videos today about what we're going to talk about, like watch collecting, gatekeepers, things of that nature, and um I'm I know we use the term. I don't know if you ever heard that term, gatekeeper. Ice Cube used that term when he was talking about a particular group of people. But we do have some gatekeepers here on YouTube. Could it be YouTube itself being a gatekeeper? So we'll talk about that, man. We'll talk about that. Jay Jones in the building. Yo, Joe is in the building. Hey, y'all, my man, Mr. Unbox is in the building, man. That's crazy. Merely on time. Yeah, hey, I'm gonna talk about this tonight too. I'm gonna talk about this tonight. Matter of fact, I got a few props with me. I have for those that catch me in the morning sometimes, I do have this backpack with me. Yeah, you do see that. That wasn't purchased, that was given to me. I actually earned that widely through namesake and the fact that, I served this here military thing for a little bit, and well, we're gonna be talking about some watches tonight, man. We're gonna be talking about brands and hopefully at the end of it, man, my whole goal for doing this live really is to get input from you guys, to have other people, and this is what I want people. I'm going to drop the link, and I want the people that have I want to hear your input. I want to hear what you got to say about this matter because it's a serious one. So if you want to know what the matter is, it's really watch collecting. How important is watch collecting to you? What do you know about the watches that you collect? So let's jump into this real quick. So last week, the Urban Gentry actually dropped the video a day after I showcased this PRX, right? Now, if you ask me, what was my intention? Why did I get the PRX, right? So, the PRX, I'll go back to the 2022. This was a hype watch. It was hype. I looked at it, but here's the deal: is I like the design. It's a Gerald Genta design. When I heard Gerald Genta, I was like, "Oh man, dude, he designed that. Like that's his design." Oh, bro, I got to get on that, right? And I didn't jump on it when it was cheaper. Of course, that's crazy, typical me. But I did eventually get it last week, and then the very next day, the Urban Gentry showcased the video, and then I went and looked at the video that he referenced, and it was talking about, you see that movement, right? So if you don't know, Tissot is a part of the Swatch group, right? So that right there is the Powermatic 80. You got a long power reserve, and the watch. I mean, for me, if I rated this watch right now, I like it. I love the slenderness of the bracelet, man. It's so smooth. I love the integrated bracelet. I do enjoy this watch. But the fact that Swiss made, right? When you hear Swiss made, I learned, y'all know I learned about Swiss made from YouTube. I'm being honest, man. Like before that, dude, I bought watches at the flea market. I bought watches at the gas station. We got them right up the street. I stay in the hood, man. I ain't ashamed of it. right up the street. You go get you a nice little shiny watch, man. Go get you some chicken wings with them big fat taters, man. Get you a drink out of there, man, and spend about $25. You walking out there with a watch, something to eat, man. I'm fresh, and probably even like them little colognes you can rub on. $25, and I'm good to go, man. You can't tell me nothing. It wasn't until I jumped on this hit thing you call YouTube, and the first person that I ever heard talk about Swiss made, honestly, was this guy. I can't remember his name, but he couldn't even say Swiss made. He was like Swish made. Y'all go back. He collected Invicta, man. I don't even know if he's still on YouTube or anything, but that's when I heard about it. So I started picking up on it. Then I just happened to go to an Invicta cruise, and I learned more about Swiss made. Of course, I was watching Shop HQ, so you had these professionals telling us the importance of Swiss made. Then you look up the history of Invicta, and you're like, wow. So they made a Swiss made watch for everybody to get in there, sort of like the Ford, like, you know what I'm saying, the Model T, the Henry Ford story. Everybody was able to afford this. So I was like, okay, so now I got this in my mind that Swiss made is the top. And all these watches I've been collecting, I don't even know what I've been doing for the past whatever, outside of my Quartz Casio. I knew those were legit, but let me see. I'm reading the comments. Paul, what's going on? Yo. Cool gamers. Big dog. What's up, man? Watchman 54. So, tonight, I am going to drop the link. Give me just a moment. I'm going to drop the link here in a minute. So with that being said, I got the PRX. TGV drops this video, right? And then a few of you guys reached out and said, Trap, you need to check this video out. So I checked it out. Y'all know, man, TGV, one of my guys, man. I love watching his channel. Very informative. He's very necessary. But I'm going to tell you something, because I have never came on here and said, hey, I consider myself a professional watch collector, a professional watch information giver, none of that. You know what I'm saying? I'm not no self-proclaimed nothing, man. I'm trapped. That's it. I like watches. I enjoy information. I enjoy the people. This is the lifestyle. That's it. I've never, ever, ever. But I do know that there is something in the names, the name brands. Me and Vic talked about this last year, and I'm seeing this coming across the board. Now, where are we headed as watch collectors? You know what I'm saying? And not just, wait a minute, it don't even keep this to watch collecting, man, because I'm a Nike collector. I got Jordans, I got Nikes, I got Adidas. I love Adidas. And shell toes. Let me get that straight. I love Adidas shell toes. I got like 7 pair back there. And when you say a brand name, it's like you got this comfort, man, because, okay, so I'll give you this. Let's say you go in Walmart right now. You go to the section where, you got to do your laundry and stuff like that. When you go in to get your laundry, be honest. What is the first place you go to? What is the first thing you like? What is your brand? And I'm gonna tell you this. I have used what is the Walmart brand? Great Value. I have used that because my money was funny. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I learned a valuable lesson about using that dollar store type of bleach and stuff like that. It leaves a yellow tint on your clothes. It don't come clean. So it got to be Clorox. I'm sorry. I use Downy. I use like real Downy. You know what I'm saying? I use the name brand. I'm looking like, okay, this is $2.83 more than what I want to spend, but I'm using that because I believe in that name. You're not going to tell me anything different. Before we knew what COVID was, we know that it killed 99.9% of the germs, period. So if you was making chicken on the counter, you didn't worry about it because you sprayed it with your Clorox bleach spray. You wiped it down, and you can eat off that thing. That's how much you trust it. At least, I was. Y'all may be a little different. But hold up. Matter of fact, I want to invite some of my people up here, man, because we're going to be talking about this thing. And I don't want to just be the only one up here talking about this topic, because I may not be looking at something correctly. But to me, when I talk about Tissot, right, Swiss made brand, I should have the confidence in knowing that I can pass this watch down and no worries. If I need to get it repaired, boom, I could do it. But because they got plastic parts, they're saying, hey, now this watch, it'll last you for a little bit, but it's not one of those serviceable type of movements. And I'm like, what you mean? Now, granted, we're looking at the prices. I mean, you can get one of these for $700. But this is supposed to be the answer to that. This is Citizen's version, which I'm gonna tell you this. I think both of the watches in comparison are amazing. Hold up, let's look at these things together real quick, and then I'm gonna drop that link soon after I'm done with this. So look at that. Two. So the PRX, hold up, no, that's the Citizen. The PRX, Glacier Blue, and they followed up with that Tiffany style blue or Robin's Egg Blue. I think it's just called the Robin Egg Blue because I've seen people get in trouble for using particular names. Like I was looking at one video and they was talking about not NATO strap is a brand name. So they much rather you say NATO style strap or presidential style bracelet. Man, these people petty. Hey, we're real watch enthusiasts out here, man. We enjoy and we're spending our money on your stuff, man, and y'all tripping over names. Come on, bro. We spending the money anyway. So I'll drop that link, man. Whoever want to come up, man, and let's talk about this. I would take the Citizen for sure. That looks great. So TGV dropped something else, man. He talked about something else I thought was pretty interesting. And I said, man, I sent him a message on both Instagram, and I'm actually going to quote him today. Matter of fact, we're talking about people you buy from, gray market dealers, eBay. Very dangerous place. I've had my time on eBay, man. I got a watch from eBay that oh my gosh. Y'all, of all people to pop up on this here live, the man with the badge, the man that buys about how many? Hold up, bro. Let me ask my assistant. Hey man, how many watches this dude buy? 12.5 watches, what, every 3 days? Okay, all right. Okay, so this guy I'm bringing up to the stage right now.
Okay, all right. Here he is.
Hey, it did.
Nope.
Wait a minute, hold up, bro.
Nope.
You on here, but I gotta bring up my bro from up north.
Two watches.
Two watches first to the last, right? The ones in between don't count.
That's right.
I got you. Y'all, please show your love for one of the best watch reviewers on the planet on YouTube, man. And I take this man's word over a lot of people with bigger numbers, man.
Oh.
Merely on time. What's going on, brother?
I'm doing good.
Hey,
Thanks
What's
for
up?
that. That's
Merle?
awful nice of you.
Man, what's going on, fellas? Hold on. Let's change our format real quick. Let's change our format so we can get a little closer.
There we go. Okay. Yeah, no,
So what's up,
I saw
gentlemen?
you were going live, and I thought, yeah, I'll jump on. Sure. Thanks for inviting me.
No problem. So, gentlemen, I sort of have a sort of an issue right now. Y'all know I like collecting watches, and January was pretty much a good month for me, man. So one of like
a good month? No, a great month. So don't even start it. Now you talk about
That's
me.
That's a good year for both.
Don't talk about me. No. A good month? No, a great month. Don't even start. Don't even start.
What y'all say was okay? You know what I'm saying? I walked away with like, you know what I'm saying, that Godzilla, the Eco Beast. I think Space G95 was calling this the Eco Beast, so I like that term, so that's what I'm calling it now, the Eco Beast. But here's the deal, though. Here's the deal: is a lot of my information comes from. Chris, I've watched your channel. I've watched a lot of channels, and it kind of put me in a position. Okay, put me in a position where I'm like, okay, that makes sense. Let me check into that. Oh, I like that. Let me check into that. But would you agree with, I don't know if you watch TGV or not, but like there's people that I feel have been planted on YouTube to push particular brands. You know what I'm saying? And okay, so I'm gonna let you, what do you think, bro? What do you think?
Well, I'm obviously just a small channel as you are, but I know that once you get to a point where, you're getting numbers and brands want to use your platform to advertise on, you get into the I'll call it a temptation, because I know that there are certain YouTubers, and I'm not gonna name names or whatever, but I just saw one fairly recently who said he would never review such and such a watch, and all of a sudden, just because it was given to him for free, he's reviewing it. And there are certainly aspects of doing YouTube reviews that can turn into, once your channel grows, going from what I would call a true watch review to a watch advertisement.
Mm.
And I've been thinking about this myself. If I ever get to a point where, watch companies and more name brand companies or popular micro brands, whatever, are, can you do this watch? I would ask them, okay, do you want me to do an advertisement for you, or do you want me to do a review? If you want me to do an advertisement for you, I'll do that. Give me the watch. Then I can sell it on eBay and make a little bit of money off it. But before I do that video, I'm going to say this is not a review. This is an advertisement because this company sent me this watch. And, I wouldn't be as critical of the watch. I would just advertise the watch.
Okay.
If they wanted a review, I would say, okay, then beware that. Like that situation with a micro brand company that I'm not going to name, but they were basically just taking an AliExpress watch, putting their logo on it and selling it for $200 more to a customer friend of mine. And one of my YouTube viewers, I should say, not reviewers, said that watch looks like an awful lot like an Addie's Dive, and told me, and the story, we've talked about it before.
Excuse me for just a second, man. I got to bring up one of the nicest guys I've ever met, man. True collector, man. True gentleman, man. And one of the biggest enablers coming out of Texas. Welcome in, my man, Paul.
No.
Cool.
So nice.
Oh, goodness.
Hello.
I got to leave. Enablers. I got to trap the
No.
biggest enabler. And now, Paul, I got to leave. You ain't getting me to buy no more watches.
Travis is so nice. Thank you for inviting me.
Man, you know what? I had to, because here's the deal, y'all. Here's the deal. You know what? I was watching, and I want to show you. Let's talk about this. Marketing.
Oh, please.
No, seriously, bro. So marketing is crazy how a well-placed watch can get people just like, they can care less what's in it. They can care less what, they can give you anything in that watch.
I don't know what cost it. Yeah, that's it.
And, okay, case in point. Let's go back to 1977. And we're not talking watches. We're talking about Smokey and the Bandit. I do know that Pontiac was not selling a Trans Am as well. Until that movie. In the following year, they went up like crazy, like 80% jump in sales. It was stupid.
And it had to be black.
It had to be the black one. It had to be the 6.6 liter Trans Am.
Mm-hmm.
And that was the thing. Even with again with Knight Rider. You know what I'm saying? And then with Dukes of Hazzard. There's things. I'll put it to you like this. I promise you. Hold on. Let me get my Laureate. Okay, so here's my Laureate, right? A nice watch. Now, for me, I know that if I try to buy a Block Pond or the 50 Fathoms from 1953 or I have a Zodiac, but it's not the original. If you try to buy original watch from back then, even the 1954 Rolex Submariner, you're gonna pay a lot of money. Because I think I seen that Submariner was like $25,000 still. You know what I'm saying? Some people was even more, but I wouldn't dare touch that, right? But you think about, I can get this out of this watch. But if this same watch, you don't hear about Laureate, if they did a movie and Denzel had this watch on, and let's say his
walk out the door.
So just check this out. You know the watch, what's the equalizer? Let's say his battery dies in that watch, and the only thing that's in the room is a Laurier on the counter. He picked it up and uses the bezel. Listen, Lorenzo and his wife will be going crazy. Like, why is everybody ordering the Neptune now? What the heck? Like, hey, your watch was used in the movie. Well, I'm pretty sure he'll know about it because I think they have to get permission. But still, this watch will be sold out, and I guarantee the price of it will go up.
I think also a lot of companies, like, advertisement is obviously really good and that's pushing the issue, but some of these smaller companies, they don't want to ramp up production because they lose quality in those situations. And I've spoke to several manufacturers that have made watches before, and they totally understand the exclusivity and the rarity sells their watches more than advertisement. And I've been in a position to where, and I'm sure most of these people in this chat have been there, to where the exclusivity and the rarity is much more important than the price point. Take Helm watches.
Okay.
Helm watches. Nobody ever, not many advertisement on there. Very rare on YouTube, but the amount of people who want it, the amount of the exclusivity out there is amazing. It's ramped up, and I take pride in having a Helm, and I think to me that's more important than seeing it on some celebrity or some YouTube channel or some somebody else that's that I don't really care about. So
I think you can throw Zelos into that category as well.
Woo! Yeah.
A brand
Zelos has done a really good job continuing the product development, which is awesome. But I was fortunate to pick up an Ordain 3 years ago, two and a half years, and that's something that's ridiculous now. That has been amazing, shot up in price and shot up in exclusivity and rarity, to where now they're seeing a lot more. Obviously, Kevin O'Leary's been big on that watch, so you see a lot more publicity now. And to me, it's kind of lost its a little bit of a luster now that you see some people really flaunting it out there.
Okay, Mr. Hatar said the Hamilton Ventura watch from MIB. Yes, that was. I mean, yeah, you're right. There are watches that people run after. Just period. Like if they see a celebrity, but like the thing about it, put this in perspective. How many of us literally buy watches because of hype, and you miss the opportunity, or you may miss another watch that may fit your lifestyle, but you jumped on that one. I shared a story about a young man that I seen him on YouTube. He had bought a Grand Seiko, and he didn't like it. I think he said something, it didn't fit right or whatever the case was, and he went to go sell it, and the watch, he didn't get the money back that he wanted out of it. It was a lot of to do with it, and he was a little upset about it. And I can't remember what watch he replaced it with, but the fact that he just had to have a Grand Seiko, right? And he, like me, watching YouTube, and they say, hey, when they're pushing Grand Seiko, or Omega. And I like the Omega. I actually put the Omega on my wrist. I actually put a Grand Seiko on my wrist. And I mean, I don't have a problem with the watch. But I mean, it is a $10,000 timepiece, man. But like, like Jay Jones, how many Grand Seikos you got?
0.
Why not? Why don't you have a Grand Seiko, sir?
First of all, I'm not gonna pay for it.
What you mean you're not gonna pay for it?
I don't have the money. I'm poor.
You poor. You're poor.
Yes, sir.
The man with the badge. How many watches have you bought this year, Jay?
About
Don't
20.
ask me.
About 20.
20. Okay. That's not bad considering. That's
20,
not bad for you.
You're 20, 25.
Oh, now it's 25.
This year is in the last month you bought 20.
I gotta look. I gotta remember because I just got 10 in this week. So yeah. Well, I can't lie.
That's awesome.
Crap knows.
Paul.
You know what I got in, and I know what you got.
Paul.
I got 2. The first
Yeah,
and the last.
How many watches did you get in, sir?
2. The first and last.
January, I got 5.
You got 5?
January, yes.
Okay. That's a good month, bro.
Yeah, and I've got a couple that I'm waiting for in February, and of course I've got some watches I'm looking at at the DC Times that I'm really interested in.
Mm-hmm.
Chris?
I've got, I think, 4 or 5, yeah, so far. Yeah.
Trap got 25.
Not
I'll tell you.
25.
Trap got
I did not get 25 watches. I did not.
The worst part of it, I don't think I've worn or even unboxed any of those 5. Is that bad?
Yeah. The only
I'm
one I
looking at
have
one
is the
right
Chase
now.
Dur with Trap there, the Live with G. Now, I'll ask a question in regards to something I hear from people who would say, you know, okay, if you just didn't spend, you know, the money on those 25 watches, or in my case, my collection, I have over 50 watches now. Well, if I didn't spend the money on those 50 watches, I could have an Omega, or I could have, you know, I could have, what do you guys like?
Me too.
I don't,
Me too.
I'd rather have the watches that I have personally.
I'd rather have quantity sometimes than the quality, because I can do more with them.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it is a question that people throw out there, but honestly, the only person that I'm really worried about is myself. So
that's it.
There's no status for me, and there's no necessarily a point that I look at that I need to achieve. If I like it, I love it, and to me, I've gone through phases of collecting over the past 25 plus years that I've been collecting. It's more about the dial is very big for me, but it's also the story that it tells. So people say that there's a lot of people that say that to me, and it's just I don't. There's other things that are going on in the world that I really care about more than that.
You know what, Paul? I'm gonna tell you something. And I told Dave D this. Something I respect about you. I was when we were in Texas, I watched or listened to you. I was standing over there by Dufresne, and you were talking to 2 guys. You were between Swiss Watch Company and Nomadic. And I know you got the you got one. Yes. So I know you got a watch from there, but like they were talking to you about, I believe, the diver. And you mentioned, I'm just paraphrasing, you were like, hey, I can respect that, but I wouldn't get that because it looked like this. It wouldn't fit into my collection. And plus, I got so many other watches, so I'm not interested. And I love the way you approach that, you know what I'm saying? Instead of like, because they were asking for your business. And I just love the way you did. I said, okay, man, I mean, you just kind of brushed that off like, no. And I think about how many people impulse buy, even when they go to these events, and I actually, I saw you doing that up in Chicago. I just happened to be walking past and you was like, I'm not interested. And you kept moving.
Those same look, I like talking to the people, and those same people that impulse buy are the same ones you're talking about for the advertisement. They got to get that Rolex. They got to get that James Bond watch. They got to get that because that's the same type of people that feel that they have, they have to be in that position. So I hope everybody in this and hears this and understands that total honesty of who you are and enjoying yourself, who you are, and what kind of person you are. Go take that with you and enjoy the hobby. And man, if you like, I go from Rolex to Timex, man. I've got all of those in between, and I like every piece that I wear. And go in and enjoy it. And these watchmakers, we're in a renaissance, and I think I talked about it before. We're in a renaissance right now with people wanting you to enjoy their watches. If they want, your business, like let's talk their business, talk about what they've got, what are they producing, and look into their stuff because we're seeing some really, really good ones, and unfortunately there's some bad ones out there too.
So let me answer your question, Scott. No, Invicta hasn't sponsored me. That used to be one of my goals. I was so in love with that idea. And I remember this time, no, it was the end of 2022. I had an opportunity, as well as there were 8 more people to be marketing agents for Shop HQ. And, that like 34% of the revenue that came through Shop HQ came through Invicta. And I pressed so hard to like push that because I believed in it, and I know that wasn't a direction they want to go in because I sent the emails, I pushed so hard for it, and it was like that. And not only did I get, like, my denial came through silence, you know what I'm saying? And that kind of just taught me a lesson in business everything that you like, you can want something so bad, and it's like, okay, you have to have, because I was putting all my eggs in one basket. You know what I'm saying? Like, I was like, all right, I'm about to kill it. I'm doing this, man. And I wasn't buying the watches just to get their attention. I was buying the Invicta watches because I like them. You know what I'm saying? But I was like, oh man, this is so dope. And I saw something completely different on the cruise. So like I put so much of my heart in it. So yeah, I went through my phase where I was pissed off. Yo. I was like, dang. I said, that's one thing to say, no, I don't want to deal with you or whatever, but like not to say anything after I sent email after email. And I was like, why am I harassing? It's almost like I was got dumped by that girl that you really, really wanted, but she was bad for you anyway. And she just kept ignoring you. So I had to learn the hard way. Like, okay, let me just move on. And I still collect Invicta. Invicta still got some stuff. I'm still waiting on them to do a 1953 with this with the Salida movement, or the ETA 2824 with sapphire crystal. I absolutely love the 1953 Pro Diver. I think it's one of the best, most solid pieces they got outside of that tungsten. That's just me. And they should have did the tungsten in the 40 millimeter too. But I'm off that horse. I hope to answer your question. Wait a minute, you said is Invicta Ryan coming back on this year? Invicta Ryan never went nowhere. Like you're probably talking about Justin. Yeah, you're talking about Justin. Justin's contract, I guess he mentioned it on Shop. His contract is like he's off for 3 months. He comes back for a couple days or something or whatever, and then so he's doing his thing elsewhere. Silence can be loud. Hey, Space G, I'm telling you, bro. Hey, it's nothing like being like you ask somebody something, they just sit there like, man, like that is so that's a terrible feeling. It's like, okay, please give me the no. I've never begged for the answer no. No, we don't want to go in that direction. But like not to say anything, I'm like, oh,
that's terrible. That was
yeah,
horrible.
bro. So yeah, man. But gray market dealers and let me ask you guys this. What do you think about the YouTubers that are content creators as well as flippers or sellers? What do you guys do? Do that bother you at all? Have you questioned it?
Let people do what they want to do, Trap. Yeah. If they want to be what they want to be, let them be what they want to be. I mean, we goof around a whole lot, you and me, about what I do and what you do and everything like that. But you know what? It's your personal thing that you want. If you're happy with what you're doing in life, can nobody tell you anything different, man?
Yeah. I think for me, and especially for smaller channels like you and I, Trap, when we get up a little higher and we get the opportunity to get watches sent to us to do a review, often it's, you get to keep the watch. And for me, it's going to be another income source as far as doing this as a hobby. Right. But the problem that I have with some that get to that point where they're getting a lot of watches in, and there are some, and they're not a whole lot that I watch anyway, but there are some who are not only getting the watch for free, but they're actually charging to do the review or advertisement on their channel. And I know this from talking to other micro brand owners who have sent me a watch. And how X amount of dollars this person charges for a review, or this person charges for a review. And I'm like, no, I didn't know that. And the problem is the includes paid promotion on YouTube. It doesn't really specify what you got paid or how you got paid. And there's some that throw it up there, and then they say, I got this watch, and just that's why you see the includes paid promotion, because I got this watch sent into me. But they're not telling you I'm also getting X amount of dollars for doing this video for this company, which is it's dishonest. It's and it's going to be, when we get a watch for free, or we're going to be subject to the temptation to be less honest about the watch. Because like personally, when I get a watch in for review, especially from a micro brand company or a company, I want to do that company a favor by helping them out. And if I personally, and this last is perfect example, the one that I did, I ended up taking the one unboxing video down, and I told this, company, I won't review the watch. If I do, I have to bring up this, this, and this, and it's not going to look good on you. And I'm not here to hurt any brand. So if I got a watch from a company, to review, and, it was terrible, I would just say, let me send it back to you, because I'm not here to hurt a watch company or hurt a brand, right? That's not why I want to do YouTube reviews. But there's companies like Van Banner, there's like Fair and Swit, Zenea, Jason of Zenea Watches, ones I work with, and they're like, please do an honest review. They want to learn from there are companies that actually want to learn and then improve their next batch of watches or whatever, right? But if I get to a point where companies are sending me a watch, I'll do an advertisement for them, or I'll do a review. There's a difference between an advertisement and a review, and I'll let my viewers know what it is that is happening. If this is an advertisement, there's not going to be too many things critical about the watch. Even if there are critical things about the watch, but if it's a review, I'm going to lay out everything that I think is, good and bad about the watch. And if I'm able to sell it or whatever, to make a little bit of income, I don't think there's a problem with that, as long as you're 100% honest about how the transaction is going. That's all I'll say. I've been pretty long-winded.
Okay. Scott, I don't know if Tommy was ever sponsored. I don't think he was ever sponsored by Invicta. I don't believe he was.
I love that insight that you gave for how you evaluate the brands that you select and the brands that you take in. But obviously, once you open yourself up for those kind of discussions, the good and the bad are something that honestly we as a reviewer or somebody who likes to look at watches, I think that goes part and parcel with the territory when you get in watches. So how you scrutinize those things, that opens you up to other discussions of factor that we want to hear the bads. I've heard plenty of reviewers giving bad reviews, and that honestly endears me more to the reviewer, because they honestly have that discussion. And I'm not going to say which ones, but I mean I've seen it on YouTube, totally professionally, but totally give me the insight on it. It's like, you know what, that's an amazing guy. He actually went through it and talked to it, and those are the kind of contents that I think I gear towards more, is the honesty and reality. Because and no disrespect to anybody who does YouTube videos, and especially not to you, Trap, is that a lot of the reviewers, I view them as characters on YouTube, and they have their own personality, they have their own things. And if you're getting your facts from YouTube all the time, you're losing, buddy. You're losing every day.
Don't you guys?
I use it as a form of entertainment in a lot of those opportunities. And the ones that really give the honesty, I've met Travis many a time, and he's one of the most honest persons I've ever met, and I like that.
I don't agree with that.
I like that content. So that's what endears me to those things. So I really like your perspective that you give me about the fact that you say no, because I want to know the why of no.
Right.
Well, I'm gonna say this. I would rather, I don't care what you're reviewing, tell me the truth about what's going on. Don't just say, well, buy this watch, blah 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 blah, and then you get something, and it's not what you think it is. Tell the truth. Tell them, yeah, this watch is not the best in the world, but it's good for you to do what you want, what you're doing with. This watch is good for you to take out and beat up, instead of wearing the Rolex. Instead of wearing the Rolex around where you can't, you're afraid to touch something.
Right.
I hate to say it that way.
There's reviewers I've been watching for over 3 years. I've never heard them say a bad thing, and that's not right, in my opinion. They've never done a bad review. How could that be?
Yeah, and there's also reviewers that used to be more critical of watches in their reviews, that once they started getting paid for the reviews, all of a sudden have become less critical.
Yeah.
Well,
So,
see, that's
Hey
because
guys, I'm gonna give y'all the show for a second. I gotta take care of something. I'm gonna give you guys a show for a second.
yeah. Okay.
Well, here's how I feel. Now,
Go ahead.
now, here's how I feel, Chris. If you're not being honest with somebody, how can you, in your heart, say, okay, go buy this?
Yeah.
That's what, they talk about all the time. Used car dealers. This is how they talk about how I'm serious. How they got they got the mantra of being the most dishonest people in the world, because all they want to do is sell the car and get it off the lot.
Yeah.
And how can watch reviewers be like that and say, oh yeah, this is blah 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 blah. Yeah, you need to go get this. You need to go do this. You need to go do that. You can't do that, man.
Unfortunately, and I'm not.
Unfortunately, it happens.
And unfortunately, I'm not really familiar with a lot of YouTube algorithms or YouTube insight. I mean, you gotta get the likes. I'm assuming you gotta get the subscribers, and nobody's gonna want to hear somebody's negative all the time too. So it's a balancing act, I'm sure. Of course, I'm not the one to really answer the things, and I don't. You guys can weigh in on that, but it is a balancing act, and like I said, a lot of characters on there, man.
Well,
like I've been around a little bit longer than the three of you guys. Let's put it that way. And I've seen some things, even Trap like his Nike sneakers and stuff like that, his Air Jordans and stuff like that. I've done, I don't know, Trap, you probably done some research on how they do that and where they come from and the markup and how they're using people to get that, man. It's crazy. It's crazy. His voice, your sound is gone, Trap.
Your audio
Trap.
Okay, can y'all hear me?
Now I can.
Okay, cool. So since you brought that up, Jay, I wanna run this clip real quick. I want y'all to listen to this.
Would live in a nation where they would not be judged by the color of their skin, but by the content of their character. Martin Luther King Jr. wore a Rolex Datejust chronometer. In photographs from his life, he is seen wearing his watch, advocating voters' registration in Selma, Alabama, calming the crowds after the Watts riots, discussing the Voting Rights Act with President Lyndon B. Johnson at the White House.
So
I've seen that before.
So check this out. 2 years ago, there was a guy. I've rarely ever went after somebody for saying certain things, man. But this guy did a whole video on Martin Luther King, the fact that he wore a Rolex, and he stated that this man wouldn't have the status he had without that Rolex, and I went completely berserk.
Did you light into him?
Oh, bro, I'm talking about. I went off on this dude so bad to where dude said, "Hey, I'm banning you. You can't come back on my channel." And I said, one, you cannot talk about this man and but who cares about that watch? I said, man, you barely know the history of the Rolex in the first place. I said, but you don't get to talk about this man. But see, this is where marketing and I can't blame the marketer, that like the marketing or how they do it, but they do take advantage. They do play on the heartstrings of people. And some people just take that to heart so much, and they just get this false, and they forget about what that man died. He got murdered trying to fight. And then at one point, Martin Luther King was trying to teach blacks, listen, you don't need a gatekeeper. You don't need me to tell you how to do this. You need to learn how to, like, he was advocating for us. But it's like, this is where just burns me up is, okay, take Rolex out of it. Okay, if you want to advertise your Rolex, go find LeBron James, go get the Serena sisters, go get Kevin Hart. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't care. Go find one of these people Bro, but like for that, man, you know what I'm saying? Because I looked at the advertisement and he was like, you know, it's like they singing Amazing Grace, right? You hear that in every black church, just about. And you are associating like Rolex with, you know what I'm saying, something so as great as what he died for. And I'm like, no, stop it. No, No, Rolex ain't that important.
LBJ was in that clip also from Texas. He also wore Rolex as well. They used to call it the Texas. He was the first Texas governor or president. He would always wear Rolex watches, day dates.
Mm. Oh yeah.
But
Actually,
like you
seen an
said, does that
article on
make
that.
you the man? Like you said,
But,
Trap, does
but,
that make you the man?
but you know what? I'm gonna tell you something. But like on the flip side to that, if somebody has that, and I believe the reference number for that was like 1601 or something like that, day gold, 36 millimeter. The flip side to that is if you have that watch, you have something that associates you with Martin Luther King and his greatness. And I mean, I'm not knocking that. Listen, if I had the watch, I'll wear it during Black History Month, during his birthday, do my birthday. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, hey, man, I feel like Martin Luther King today. I'm going to wear this watch. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's just me. The same as I would like when I watch Godzilla. You know what I'm saying? I go and throw on my Godzilla watch or my Eco Beast.
Like me, I watch Black Panther or Batman. I put a Batman watch or Black Panther watch on because I got them to watch it.
That's a good question. That's a good question. If people actually wear watches for the events, and I do too. I have a Mito Dia de los Muertos watch, so I wear that on the Day of the Dead too. That's a good thing, man. That's cool.
I got one even. I wear now. You know, Invictus color, the black and yellow. I wear a black and yellow bolt. It has a black and yellow cable around the bezel when I go to an event, and I wear my black and yellow black. You know, yeah, we do it. We do it.
Well, I also have my foreign sweat Cubs waistline too, so I got to wear my foreign sweat.
Oh, hey y'all. I'm gonna call this dude that's coming to the stage, man, Mr. Watch Crunch himself. This guy be in all the scenes, man. This dude is like one of the most underrated, sneaky.
Like you.
Sneaky.
Like
Look,
you.
He'll hype you up in a minute, man, and then next thing you know, you done bought a watch. It's your boy, Space G 95. What's going on, brother?
What's going on? What's going on? What's going on?
Much
what's
love,
going
man.
on,
Much
Mr.
love.
JJ? Chris, what's going on, Paul? How you doing?
Hey, I love your input you put on the Hans Waldorf was a master of marketing, not a master of watchmaking.
Daggone right. Daggone right. You know, and you know, a lot of these, like you were saying about the YouTubers earlier, you know, it's not seems like only the small channels can you actually get an honest opinion. You know, you watch Nico Leonard 1 week, whatever watch is in stock and not selling very well, they're gonna sit there and be. I see. I'm not a YouTuber, so I can say it. So I'll say it for you, Chris. You know, whichever watch is in stock, that's the one that's gonna be the hype god tier watch. And then now all of a sudden, what's that? What you?
You're calling him out right by his name, huh?
Well, I mean, what am I gonna do? What's he gonna do? Sue me? Yeah.
Hey,
yeah, you know. I mean, it's just I don't know. Some of these jokers is just it's just sad. I take what they say with a grain of salt, especially the ones that are sellers.
Yeah,
I respect. One of the comments that said something about is let me make sure. Somebody say something.
No. You got
okay. I was making sure. I was changing my earbud because it was going dead. What's the name? Somebody was saying something about is Aragon coming to HQ, and
I hope not.
I doubt it because he doesn't need people to sell. He just what he does. He'll showcase his items. He's not giving you a review. He'll showcase the item. Mark from Long Island. He's not giving a review. He's showcasing the item. This is what I created. I want you to see it. Here you go.
And if you want to buy it.
Exactly. Yeah. Not one of these guys who say this is going to be a honest review, and then all of a sudden, all they do is blow smoke up the company's tail.
Hey,
it doesn't make sense to me.
Mark did a a video recently. I hope y'all got a chance to see it. He went after a lot of these, maybe not went after, but he laid down a lot of information about the true meaning behind Swiss
Swiss
made.
made.
I watched
Yeah,
that
I watched that
today.
earlier. I watched that earlier.
I sent him a message and said, "Yes, let's." He got the paper out. He went after these companies. He lined it out for everybody.
Hey, Mark. Hey, bro, Mark just like really stepped out there. Said, in the way, you know what? The way Mark presents these things, man, it's like he can care less. And you know, one thing I love about him is he don't pretend to be somebody he's not or something he's not. He tell you, hey, this is what I want you to buy from me. I think this would be a good fit for you or whatever the case is. If not, you know what I'm saying? He ain't tripping. And you seen him. If you go to an event, he'll say on like what is the thing when he was in Chicago? He said, okay, check this out. Anybody I see with my watch, I'll give you $50 cash.
Right.
$50 cash. Now you can do one or two things. You can either take this $50 and go about your business, or you can give me the $50 back and get a discount off your next watch.
Right. Yeah, he took $100 off the watch right there. He's like, give me that $50 back, and he took $100 off that watch. Yep.
Oh, like this dude. I mean, that was like the crazy. I said, this dude. I watched him and said, ooh,
marketing.
Yeah, and really ever been anything but honest with what his intentions are, right? You know, when he's showing you an Islander watch that they've created and got, like, he wants to sell it to you, like that's what he's doing. And this is why I've been kind of thinking, if my channel happens to grow where I am getting more watches in, I get watches into my channel to review, maybe a few a year. It's not like I buy most of my watches. So if I ever got inundated with a bunch, I'd want to review them. That would be my priority. But if a company wants to pay me to do an advertisement for them, I don't mind doing that. But I'm not going to call it a review. I'll make it very clear in the video itself. This is not a review. This is an advertisement. But I would primarily want to do reviews, though. I mean, and there has been companies that have asked me to do a review, and I've looked at their website, and I'm like, you know, that don't look like something I can review. Or companies that want me to be an affiliate partner. I've had a couple that have contacted me, and I'm like, well, if you want me to be an affiliate partner, you got to send me something to look at, because I can't, based off of, you know, a website, and then promote your company, like, so anyway.
I think Mark also dropped some knowledge on everybody on not only it being 60%, you know, Swiss made and the movement and everything, but he talked about the bracelets.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Ain't no bracelets being made in Switzerland.
No.
He went right after him. He basically said, ain't no bracelets made in Switzerland. They don't need to be 60% of the made. He made wherever you want him to make it. So if you're paying $500 on a $1,500 watch, $500 of that being the bracelet, I mean, they make it anywhere in the world.
Israel. So here's the deal with Tommy. That's one of the reasons why Tommy kind of walked away from the Invicta thing, because there was no sponsorship. You know, like Invicta does not. Okay, so let me put it to you like this. Invicta or AL had, and this is just like rumor mill pretty much, but years ago, AL would allow customers, a single customer, to advertise Invicta, and I believe Invicta watches was given out to a particular YouTuber, and they ruined it. So AL took that. He said, nope, I'm not going that route. You know what I'm saying? And you got to think, this is years ago. This is well before Tommy. This is well before me, because Tommy actually started like 3 months before I did. This would be our 6th year doing YouTube. So we're talking even 3 to 4 years before that. But so Tommy stopped his live for whatever reason. I can't remember exactly why. You know, Tommy didn't want to do it no more. You know what I'm saying? And is he bringing his lives back? I don't know. Possibly. He said he was gonna come back at some point. But like you can catch Tommy on Facebook though. You know what I'm saying? Now, as far as like advertisement and what's being dropped. Matter of fact, this was crazy because we saw what was that dude named Anthony Fair? That dude went to jail for some foolishness, man. I was watching TGV earlier today, and I just happened to I just got a little quick clip of TGV today.
Now, I've warned my audience of the dangers involved in buying from the grey market for almost a decade now, and unfortunately it falls mainly on deaf ears because of the savings you can make. This was after several really bad personal experiences where I was basically a victim of grey market dealers and sellers. So what does that now mean in 2024? Last year we saw the Band-Aid ripped off, with scandals exposing several YouTube watch dealers I have personally never heard of, one even going to jail apparently for allegedly scamming millions, according to the FBI. As much as I feel sorry for the victims, it did, however, clearly demonstrate why I have been so careful of who I endorse, and further illustrates my point of why watch reviews, social media content, and lifestyle watch videos shouldn't mix with watch dealers.
So, bro, I highly recommend you guys go check that video out in its entirety. TGV is one of the few people that he is still putting out long form content, and I'm sitting there and I was sharing this with two dealers, authorized dealers, and we're talking about TGV, right? One of the representatives for Norcane Watches, we were talking about when you sit down and watch TGV, you might as well go ahead and get you a cup of your favorite drink, some popcorn, a little snack, and sit back and enjoy it and listen to what he's saying. Sometimes you may even have to go back and like, wait, what did he just say? He just, the dude is putting out some major knowledge, man. But Paul, I also believe what you're saying that is if you're taking majority of what people are saying on YouTube to heart, you're missing it. Man, and I know it's cool having your favorite YouTuber, and I'm like you too, man. I think he's a character to me. Two of them, the Man Watch Collector. I love watching.
He's awesome. Yeah.
That dude is so funny to me. And then hello and welcome to Just One More Watch, Jody. Those two are straight characters to me.
Yeah,
like flat out. Somebody put some. Hold on. Thank you, Vic. Thanks for dropping that, man. If you guys have yet to see the TGV latest, and that's just been a thing. I think everybody's on a kind of the same wavelength because there was another video I was watching. The guy with the talking hands, they call him. He's real good on wordplay, and I don't know where he's from. I guess he's from overseas. I'm not sure.
Andrew Morgan.
Yes. Now, his wordplay is sick. That dude wordplay is sick. The stuff that he say, oh my gosh. He did a video about Invicta, talking about Invicta and some of their watches, man. And the words he used had me cracking up, man. He was referring it to like a bad science project or something. It was, y'all need to go just find it, just watch it. It's funny. But if you really if you take offense to some of the stuff that's being said about the watches you love, I would say don't watch it because you'll be mad and whatever. I'm just being honest.
But Trap, if you take offense to somebody who says something that you like, that means you really don't like the product, or you don't like. If you like what you like, no matter what anybody says to you, you're gonna still like it no matter what, and you'll fight. You'll fight for your right to like that thing.
Yeah.
That's why. I'm gonna be 73 years old. So if I like something, you can't tell me I can't like it. And I've been different places, and I had to fight for a few things. I had to fight for a few things to get where I'm at right now.
Okay, Jody's another favorite. He got me on Chinese watches, man. And that's the thing. I'm gonna tell you this. I was asked on Instagram 2 days ago. That's the latest. That's that Seiko 5, right?
How do you feel about Chinese? Well, yeah.
Upstairs.
It's a limited edition. And somebody said, Trap, honest, give me your honest opinion. Do you think that watch is worth the money they asking for? And I said, depends on you. I mean, if you put me on the spot, I like the watch. That's what I mean. It's in my collection now. I
So,
like the watch now. I'm gonna tell you what I don't like about it. I don't like
It's
stem class,
class.
and I don't like it doesn't have a screw down crown. It's not a deal breaker for me though.
Ooh, potato chip.
Yeah, potato chip, boy. I can't, man, bro. I want a middle class, man. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, and then the bracelet's kind of chinky. You know what I'm saying? It makes a lot of noise, but it's a tool watch. It's a tool watch. It's the fun watch. It's a sports watch. It's a lot. The loom is cool. It's not the greatest that I have, man. There's some imperfections on it, man. But guess what? I like it.
So you got it.
I got it. And guess what? I will buy another Seiko 5. I was looking at that bronze looking one with the little red dial. I was like, man, you know what? That'd be nice. Or red bezel. I said, man, it's different. It reminds me of the Invicta that I owned at one point. You know, I do have a rose tone. I still got it. I have a rose tone Grand Diver. That's what it reminds me of. So yeah, I mean, I will buy the watch again.
That reminds me, and you may have talked about this previously, but that brought me into a good question for the panel. Obviously we all buy watches we like, but you know, sometimes we lust after watches too that are kind of nice that you kind of look at. What is y'all feeling on like homage watches? We may have talked about that previously, but you know, like Steinhardt does homages, Devasso does homages. You know, there's other watch brands that do homages to popular models. San Martin obviously is another really big one, but is there any satisfaction that you guys get other than it being a homage?
Yeah, I can tell you just from being a rather like a novice watch collector. I've only been collecting for a couple of years, maybe 3 years, and doing YouTube videos for a few years. You know, I've got some Submariner homage watches that, you know, have the look and feel of a Submariner, if you will, and I didn't have to spend 20 grand on them. Like,
see, that's
as simple as that. But I wouldn't have got them if I didn't like them, though, right? I didn't get a Submariner just homage just because I needed to have a Submariner look. I actually like it. But the other thing about homage watches that I find, or the whole concept of the homage thing, is like, you know, what there are some watches out in the world that for sure have like unique and crazy designs to them, but like, you know, Jody's watch that he put out, it looks like a helm. And the Mad Watch Collector, he's put out his watch partnered with Radcliffe. It looks awesome, 36 millimeter field watch.
Saw that.
You know, but it looks like a lot of other, you know, field watches out there as well. It's like it's hard for anyone to make something that doesn't take inspiration from or look like something else. So, you know, as far as homage pieces are concerned, you know, here's the interesting thing about like the AliExpress and the homage world. And I don't know if I told you about this, Trap, or not, but like, you know, you talk about people that get paid for reviews. So the Time Teller, okay, huge channel. He shit on Pagani Design for a long time. I mean, just absolutely shit on them. And then all of a sudden, he gets Pagani Design watches in, reviews them, and said, I can see why there's a place in the watch collecting world for these watches. I bet you could see after they just paid you however many thousands of dollars to do that video. So anyway.
Also, I can say in the past year, they have stepped up their quality too.
They absolutely have, yeah.
So you say, you know, there's some of the stuff, and I'm glad that you said that you bought an homage watch for the number one homage watch out there, the Rolex Submariner. I mean, obviously you like, I mean, yes, you like the watch and out there, but people like it also because they want a Submariner. So it's a dichotomy that I've never been a homage guy, but I've always wondered, you know, is it, if they had the money, are they going to get the Submariner, or do they want it because they like the look? And to be honest, 99 out of the time that I've talked to the people who have it, they would have bought it if they had the money. So it's, to me, it's the lust after the actual versus the, hey, I like it because it looks good. And I don't see a lot of homage IWCs. I don't see a lot of homage Hublots. I don't see a lot of homage APs as much as the Submariner. It might just because that's the most popular one, or even homage Blancpains. But that's just something that I've always wanted to get.
No, bro. You know what? Look, let me tell you something. Just for my title. Rolex, honestly, is the king of branding. I don't care who you are. And yes, a lot of us will not pay that kind of money because the way you may be frugal, you may just think like, you know what? If I had the $10,000 to spend, which I can tell you, being an Invicta collector, there's a ton of us. There's hundreds of thousands of us that could buy whatever watch we want to, because over a 5-year period, I guarantee you, over a 5-year period, that we've spent well over $100,000 on the watches. I guarantee you.
Almost 3 years.
I guarantee you.
Almost 3 years.
But Paul, I could tell you that the Submariner. Matter of fact, first watch I fell in love with was the Daytona. And during the time, the Daytona was not popular.
No,
I loved the way that chronograph look was. It was everything to me, right? As a kid. And as I got older, I remember I bought a fake. It was just some little cheap watch at the Chinese store. And it looked like a Daytona. That watch, man, got wet, man. That thing had a half an atmosphere of water resistance. Man, that watch was done, bro.
It was done.
It was done, bro. And I stuck my hand in the cooler to get a pop out during the barbecue, and I pulled up. My watch was flooded. I was like, oh. And the hands separated. It was floating.
Well, Trap, I got a good one for you too, man. I got one for you too. Canal Street, Orchard Street down in
oh Lord,
Canal Street in New York.
Mm-hmm.
You walk down Canal Street into these stores down there, and they have these fake Rolex, these fake Britlands, these fake. Am I lying? Am I lying? But people be buying them. I said, nah. I said to myself, now you're gonna get the watch, you're gonna get it home, and if you hit something, it's gonna fall apart on you.
Yeah.
I seen it. I seen a guy walk out the store and drop the watch, and everything's on the ground.
Yeah. What's the thing about the homage watch world is like AliExpress is the place to go for homage watches. And Rolex is prominent, but they also have Omega. They also have IWC. They also have fakes.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
One brand, and this is, when Trap and I were talking about the Chase Dur, the one brand that there isn't a ton of homage looks on AliExpress that I could find is Breitling.
Breitling. Okay.
AP's on there. You can pretty much get any, high-end luxury look on AliExpress, but Breitling, there's few and far Breitling. But
it was really cool. I was at, you said something about Watch Crunch. We did a Watch Crunch meetup in Dallas with a whole bunch of people. Shout out anybody who's watching from our meeting yesterday. But one of the gentlemen was there, brought some watches, and he had an amazing watch collection, a couple of Omegas and some beautiful Rolex, 70s Rolexes and stuff. But he had an homage Pelagos, which I forgot the name of it, but it was an FDX, just like the FDX Pelagos. And this gentleman ended up being a 25 years in the business watchmaker. And he is in the institution, the Watch Institution and Watchmakers Institution of Dallas. And he knows movements. He's been working on moves for 25 plus years. He's a teacher and instructor at a school. And he has gorgeous watches. And he brought this watch. And we were looking at it, like, this looks just like a, FDX Pelagos. And he's like, no, man, the movement is amazing. And it was like less than $200. And it was gorgeous. And it just solidifies the fact that you get what you want. You buy what you like. You get what you like.
That's it.
That's it.
That's it.
So everybody can understand.
That's it, Paul.
Yeah, it's very important to see that, and it was awesome.
That's why Track gets on me all the time.
I was sitting there. I just like I'm new to collecting and all this. Um, One of the people who enabled me, Mr. Travis over here,
What?
once I
He
was
enabled
watching
all of us.
when
What are
I
you talking about?
watching videos. You know,
Mm-hmm.
I started off watching, watchmaking videos and all that stuff, and then I saw this guy's channel, and I was like, oh, I learned what a potato chip
Pro
meant,
Pro Diver.
and
Pro Diver.
you know, right,
Pro
and
Diver.
then I was looking at, I kept seeing all these videos for, the Sam, like he said, Sam Martin, all these homages, and then I forgot who mentioned Aragon the first time, and I was like, huh, let me look at this. And I wanted a watch that had all those specs of those homage watches. I wanted the sapphire, I wanted the ceramic for my diver, my first automatic, NA35, that's a good movement. Cool. All right. So I went and got, this is why I got this, because I didn't want an homage. I wanted all the specs that those homage watches have, but I didn't want to have to look like I got something else.
Right.
It's not that, it wasn't that I don't like them. I just didn't want to look like them.
Mm-hmm.
Right. And so I just saw I had to reach over in my little watch box. Somebody said something about, what do you think about Sheen watches? I want you to listen to this sound. That's the sound of a Sheen bracelet.
Team bracelet.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. That's the color of the aluminum foil that they wrap around it.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna call it aluminum foil. What's that guy who made the cheap watch, and he was teasing everybody else's watches and made the cheap watch himself. Ben's watch.
Eddie.
Yeah, this is worse than Tin Skin 3.0. Okay. So yeah, you're better off if you're gonna spend money on a watch that you feel you want to respect yourself in wearing it. I'd spend a little bit more than $50 or $60.
But you know what, y'all, and I'm gonna tell you something, man, because everybody's journey is different. Everybody's journey is different, and we all get to the same path, though. Because I went to a couple of events, and there was a guy in there. He had a Venom on, Invicta Venom. I saw a couple of Casios. I saw a couple of Addies dives. I was looking at people's wrists, and I'm wrist checking everybody, and they're walking through like learning about watches. But if you got that watch on, you like that watch, and it's like, dude, what is so wrong with enjoying your watch? But then if you go somewhere and you see somebody with a Rolex on, you kind of tuck your watch in and be like,
No.
bruh,
Not me.
bruh. Let me tell you, I'm gonna tell you honestly. I've been doing this for 5 years, and I've had conversations with people behind the scenes about, like, I don't like wearing my watches to fancy places because the people in my job, they got Breitlings, they got Omegas, they got this. And I said, okay, what do you have? Well, I got this Invicta. That's all I got. So, okay, what was the attitude when you were buying it from Shop HQ or Evine at the time? Oh, I loved it when I got it then. I said, well, why didn't you love it when you were in front of these people? Well, because their watches cost so much more than mine. Well, you need to get out of the business of wearing watches. Just use your phone. If that's the case, use your phone, because if you walk out of love of what you're doing and what you've collected, man, I saw a guy last year. My man Tony Woes, his one of his sons got married. There was a guy there, and we were talking watches. He looked over and he saw my watch. He said, "That's an Invicta." He said, "I got a Pro Diver." And that dude was so proud. He said, "Dude, I've had this watch for like 15 years. Never had to do anything. I love it. It was a gold it was a gold Invicta Pro Diver 47 millimeter with the blue dial."
Blue dial.
And the dude loved that watch. You couldn't tell him nothing. That's the only watch he's had. And you could tell it was worn out, bro. I'm looking like, "Hey, bro, I got some bracelets for you, man." Like, he said, "No, I'm good." I said, "Okay. Here's my number. If you ever need it, I got bracelets for
Let
you."
me tell you something, partner. I went to a formal affair, and I wore a Pro Diver, black, and guy walked up to me and said, "Wait, is that a blah 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 blah?" I said, "No, it's." He said, "Well, guess what? Look at my wrist." He had on the exact same Pro Diver I had on, And this dude, let me tell you, this dude was making $400,000 a year doing nothing. He says, I said, well, what happened to the Rolex that you said you had? Because like we should talk. He said, man, I get more wear out of this Pro Diver and my other Invictus than I do out of this Rolex because I'm afraid to wear my Rolex sometimes.
Yeah.
That's the thing. He said it, and this man is better than me. I'm afraid to wear my Rolex. I said, why are you afraid to wear it? It's your watch. He said, no, I'm afraid that number one, if I hit it and break it, I got to pay to get it fixed. And number two, if somebody knows I got a Rolex on, it might be gone off my wrist.
Okay, that's reasonable.
I get it. You know, I mean, okay, so I worked with a guy when I was working in jewelry in retail, and he won a Rolex for like his sales numbers, right? So he got a Rolex, and my man only pulls it out when they have the events for that jeweler. Every year, he goes to the bank, his deposit box, gets his Rolex out, have it serviced, and then wears it to the event. And I said, you only wear your watch once a year? He said, yeah, man, I'm not about to damage my watch. I said, yo, what?
Yeah.
He said, do you wear? He asked me, he said, let me ask you something. Do you wear your best watch? I said, I wear every last one of them. Every last one. Are you crazy?
Yeah.
It don't matter. I mean, case in point, I got this. Here go my Jack Mason sitting right here. This is one of the most expensive watches I have in my collection. And bro, I absolutely dig this watch. I dig this watch right here. I dig and we're talking about homages to answer your question. The Richard Mille, right? This a big boy. But and I've yet to review this one. Review will be coming like the second week of this month. But this right here, there's no way I wouldn't even think about spending I mean, dude, a Richard Mille, $500,000. That's a beautiful watch that you have. And all I'm saying is this. We hinted to it. Or it wasn't no hint. It was flat out. You cannot take the words of all these people, and I do respect that, Chris, what you were saying. The bigger the channel gets, of course, those deals will come where, you know, they're like, okay, he has a lot of traction. It'll be smart for me to sit my watch. And all I can say is this. One thing that I have that these other people, they may not have to, Nico or whoever, may not have to worry about is my grandmother always told me, you only got one thing is your name in this world.
Yeah.
If you muddy your name, you ain't worth nothing. Man, I stand by that. You know what I'm saying? So even though I started this on to show my passion for collecting, I mean, you guys seen, I've been to a couple of ADs. These ADs did not ask me to advertise or promote their brand. I just went there and to tell you guys, hey, I know you're not in my city, but if you buy anything online, try these guys out. You know what I'm saying? And Trifecta was good enough to allow me to have my own code. You know what I'm saying? And let that code stay. Because their sale was actually ending until we talked. He said, hey, well, listen, I'll keep the code going for right now. And I appreciate that stuff. But they have no influence over what I say. I've got 2 watches here from their store. You know what I'm saying? And their customer service. And now they're not an Exquisite timepiece because Exquisite is like one of the biggest names as far as ADs out there. Like,
excuse me for laughing, guys.
Huh? Oh no, you good.
I was watching a commercial, Rebag. They have a Rebag commercial on TV. They say 10% off of everything, and it was showing Rolexes. I said, "Hey, this is."
Oh, really? 10% off Rolex? So what is it? What did it bring it down to? What, 14.5?
I remember. The thing is called Rebag, and you go rebag.com, and they give you 10% off your first purchase, and they're showing Rolexes, and they're showing what's the name, pocketbooks, Louis Vuitton, and all that stuff. Pocketbook. I said, "Yeah, God." Yeah. Now they put regular TV, man. I'm telling you, regular.
So Watchman 54
That's why I was laughing.
A guy he met at Daytona, the Daytona 5, was wearing a Rolex, but see in the graffiti. And I don't have a graffiti watch available to show you, but I do have one of the bracelets to one of those watches. And I can tell you this. an enthusiast, somebody that loves watches, man, they will look down at your wrist, and it's cool. It's cool if you get
It's cool.
acknowledged, man. It's cool if they say, "Hey, man, that's a beautiful watch," but I don't wear it for other people. Case in point, Vic could tell you this. I used to call Vic during COVID. I was like, "I'm like, man, bro, I'm sitting here and I got my watch cases out, but we ain't going outside. We ain't going to no stores. We ain't doing nothing. We just chilling." And I literally will change my watches on
You
a
change it
regular
every couple
basis.
hours.
Uh-huh.
I'm telling you.
I
You
think
change it every couple hours. I remember.
I think just for me also, and of course I don't want to sound vain or somebody who's not fashion faux pas or nothing, but you I also try to dress as best I can the watch to match the outfit as best as possible. I tried if I'm gonna wear a suit or something, I'm not gonna wear a dive watch. I'm sorry. I know that that's now kind of a sporty trend, but you see I've seen these guys and a lot of the people that I see with these watches, they want to flex their dive watches, and I don't think it necessarily really goes with a suit.
Goes with what you're wearing.
Wear a nice timepiece. I don't care if it's a Timex or if it's a Longines or whatever. Just try to match as best you can the formal wear if you can.
But see, Paul, okay, Paul, even with that,
Paul,
you have an
too on
etiquette
that,
the
too.
way you dress. You have an etiquette.
Personally.
You know what I'm saying? That's your personal opinion. I mean, that's your preference, right? My thing is, we're talking, and I'm just talking candid, and I'm gonna tell you this. And Space G came in earlier and said, "Well, I'm not a YouTuber. I'm going to spill the beans on who did what." I get that. You know what I'm saying? One thing I stand on right now. I'm not about to sugarcoat nothing I'm gonna say about people. I still feel that there are gatekeepers in this thing, be it YouTube, there's shadow banning. There's a lot of stuff. There's companies that you don't fit the criteria. Like, I much rather not have you representing my watch. There's companies that like I was talking to Billy from Not a Watch Now. And he said, Trap, you got to do this. You got to do that. Like, this is the emails you can send out. And I said, hey, Billy, guess what? I did that. Some people sent me back, hey, and they told me out front. I'm not going to put them out there, but they said, hey, when you get enough numbers, man, we'll talk. I said, I respect that. I so respect that. I had some people that didn't say nothing. You know what I'm saying? I had some people that said, no, dude, like one company clowned me, and it wasn't even a watch company. They said, dude, you checked your numbers? Why would we work with you? That was the email. That's what I said, okay, cool. You could have just said no, but you didn't have to insult me. I already got a complex about the numbers I got because I consider my show to be very unique. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't hit the criteria of other people. I don't follow the cookie cutter stuff. I just do what I do. And I can't be merely on time. You know what I'm saying? I can't be the time teller. I can't be none of these other people. But I'm telling you at the same time, I brought up the time teller because 2 years ago, the time teller had said something about a watch, and I said, hey, that's false information, blah, blah, blah. And then his goof troop came and attacked me. And man, for the life of me, I forgot that I was black because they kept reminding me of how black I was. And I was like, oh, wow, what does that have to do with anything? Because I'm black? You black people in the hood, that's all y'all wears in Victor. You black people in the hood. You keyboard warrior, you calm yourself and respect your elders. You know what I'm saying? I was like, because you're spending your daddy's money, you may not be in your mama's basement, but you didn't earn some of the stuff you got. It was inherited. I don't want to hear nothing from you, goof troop, because I guarantee you wouldn't be talking tough in front of like you. That just doesn't happen. That does not happen. I guarantee when I went to Moria Jewelers, there were people there that saw I had on my glycine. And people were like, oh, what you got on? Like, it's glycine. They're like, oh, okay, that's nice. That's nice. It was one guy, don't Invicta own glycine? I said, yeah. He said, yeah. And I said, yeah, you one of them. But you would never, he did not say nothing to me negatively. He didn't say anything out the way at all. You know what I'm saying? It was crazy. It's crazy.
Yeah.
How people on this, they type up, oh, I'm gonna get you. No, you're not, man. You wasting your energy, man. Go collect a watch. Go buy something. Matter of fact, I told one guy, I was like, hey, I tell you what, man. If you really be nice, man, I'll send you a couple of my Invicta pieces and you can rock them on Watch Crunch, bro. Let's go. I know you want the watch. You ain't gotta insult me. If you want I got enough Invicta pieces to share with a couple dozen people, man. I'll do that. You don't have to attack. If you like Invicta, just say that. Because we all know Invicta's a gateway. A lot of y'all, let me see. Trap is one solid tray of chocolate chip. Oh, cookie cutter.
Mm.
I'm done with you, man. You crazy, bro.
I don't know.
You know what? One thing that hasn't been said that I've learned firsthand too is there was an auction sale happening, and there was a Rolex in this auction sale, and I thought, and it was like, it ended up being a fake Rolex, right? And in the fine print of the auction, it says, this isn't a real Rolex. So I was like, okay, well, I'm not interested. But what I did was I went to my AD, my local jeweler, and I said, yeah, because the price of this group of watches, there were like 10 watches, and they wanted like $500. And I thought, well, if that's a real Rolex for $500, maybe I can get it fixed, and whatever, and either have it or sell it. So I went to my AD, and I'm like, if this is a genuine Rolex, I'm not going to buy this batch of watches if it isn't. It's probably not. But if it is, what's it going to cost me to get this thing looked at and fixed? Without even batting an eye, they said $2,000 just to send it away.
Just send it away here.
Just to send it. It's a good minimum $2,000. And we got to send it directly to Rolex. You're looking at a minimum $2,000. So when you own a Rolex, at some point, if you want to get that thing regulated or serviced, or for whatever reason, within 5 years or more, whatever, even 10 years, you're looking at another. And this was $2,000. This was like 2 years ago.
Yeah.
You're gonna go up, So like the cost of ownership of these watches just isn't the initial price point. It's like, if I want to keep this watch long term, I'm going to have to sink another, couple grand into it. And, if you really want the look of a Rolex, buy one with an NH35 automatic movement in it off of AliExpress for $100. And if it breaks, you can buy $2,000.
Bro, look, I'm gonna tell you this, man, and this is a shameless plug. I actually, Dave D actually told me about this. He said, "Hey, man, I know you on this kick. You like certain watches. I was looking at Lejour, and Lejour is not a company that I've heard of before. I actually saw Lejour on Mark Long Island's channel, right? And I was like, okay, and I actually saw this watch in Chicago. Now, the guy that was representing Lejour at the time, he didn't say much, bro. Like, I was looking like, yo, what is going on? Oh. Hey, wait a minute. Y'all, everybody, we're about to be interrupted by the world's greatest, the most international. This guy has been defending our country longer than the Kennedys been alive. This guy is the Asian persuasion, the man that all people love, Mr. DK.
Yo.
I'm leaving.
Man?
Oh my gosh. The internet is now broken. The internet is now broken.
I'm not worthy.
Champ is here.
I'm not worthy.
Oh my Lord.
DK, what's up, buddy? Man. Haven't seen you or heard from you in a while. How you doing, pal?
Yeah, I'm doing good, man. It's good seeing y'all.
Man, bro.
We're not worthy.
Get out of here.
Jeez, man. What in the world, bro? Like, man, you know what?
Yeah.
There is a God in heaven right now, because I have one of the trash talkingest. You know what? If you was in WWE, you'd be the tribal chief.
Wait a minute. Now see, DK, when you're not around, wait a minute, DK, when you're not around, I'm the trash.
Time to dance.
Yeah. he gets on me. I'm the man. I'm the trash talking and everything like that when you ain't
No, because
around.
you
Now
like
see
to
your
pull your
back.
badge out. You like to pull your badge out, man. But hold up. We just got a super chat by one of the greatest talk shows in the world. So here we go. We got to dance. You know what I'm saying?
This is for you, Trap.
Hey, put that up, man. Like, they give me the heebie-jeebies when you pull that thing out. Hey, man, Chris, I know Chris had to go. He had some stuff to take care of, man. Thank you for coming on the show. Appreciate
Chris,
you,
I
bro.
love you. Chris, that was great.
Thank you for your input, man. If you guys have yet to check out Merely on Time, I stand by that man's channel, man, wholeheartedly.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
And my man DK, which will change his name frequently on YouTube, he's back. He's back.
Yeah, I had to change it. I had to be honest with my audience, let them know who I really am.
And you know what? I kind of seen that coming because you was like, all right, because you kept using the word degenerate and I said, man, when it came, I said, I'm not surprised.
It makes sense. It makes sense.
I'm not surprised.
Degenerate.
DK, I like your YouTube channel, DK.
Hey man, I appreciate that.
Yeah.
Because now, you know what? His verbiage too, he's unapologetic with what he says, which is crazy. And I respect more of that than some of the fluff that's out there. And that's all I'm saying. And again, if you have a big channel, this isn't a dig on somebody that's like, if you got the numbers, you pushed and you've done your thing. But you got to be honest, man. Like, when you go back on your word on some stuff, you kind of look like, bro, you did that for the money. You change, you're gonna change. And with that, on the flip side, you could they can look and say, hey, bro, wait till you get there. I bet you do the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I tell you what, I got enough watches in my collection right now. I may be like TGV, and this may be the last year that I do watch related content. I may just go into something else because I want to start traveling. You know what I'm saying? So I may turn to a real lifestyle channel where I'm flying out somewhere and I just do a watch of the day type of deal.
Mm-hmm.
I may go to that. I've been considering it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I want to enjoy it. Like, right now, the way my life is going, stuff's been hectic. I've become a full-time babysitter for my mom. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I said this last year. You know what I'm saying? Like, I've been taking care of her. She has dementia and stuff like that. So life has changed. And this could be my last year actually collecting watches. I mean, not collecting, but like showcasing on YouTube, because this sometimes it's hard, man. Like, life has changed. But
whatever you do, leave everything on the table. Don't hold back. Whatever you do, leave everything on the table. 100% go for it. Effort don't take talent. Leave everything on the table, whatever you do.
Okay, hey, I'm going to take that and run with it, bro. I promise. I'm going to take that and run with it.
That's the way you're supposed to live life anyway, because you don't know. You don't know, man. I'm in a
You don't, Jay, but there's one thing I do know. You guys have been standing by me wholeheartedly. Some of you guys from the very start, when I first came, I was an enterprise and I was nervous as all get out. I was like, welcome to Invicta Lifestyle. I'm Trap Vision 3D. I don't know what I'm doing, but I'm going to try my best to talk about the watch, man. My first episode was horrible, bro.
Well, wait a minute. Who got me started?
Who? Who?
In watches. Whom got me started in watches?
Vic got you started.
No.
Vic got you started.
What person here on this panel got me started? Well,
DK.
Listen, I didn't know DK. I didn't know Paul. I didn't know Space.
No.
Now wait a minute. There's only one more person left. Let's see.
Man, I don't know what you're talking about, bro.
Who got me started? Then who comes to New York when the first time I meet him and I start crying?
Hey man, this dude fell out, bro. Like, it was so crazy, man. When I walked in, now I had my speaker.
I'm having an event.
I came in, I was like, hey yo, and I was playing my theme song. Jay Jones looked over, he said, it's Trap. And he came over, gave me a hug, and just felt, man, I looked up, he was crying. I was like, you better stop that. You better.
My event. I'm having an event in the store, man, in the Victor store. I'm crying tears, man.
Bro, we had so much fun. We had so much fun, bro. And that's the thing. If you guys don't take nothing else from my channel, man, you please enjoy everything for what it is, man. From God tier all the way down to whatever. But don't take this stuff to heart to the point where it affects your life and you run out and spend extra money on watches that you may not like.
Well, it's your fault.
It's not my fault. You listen. You encourage me to buy watches at this point.
It's your fault. I got 2 watches.
Okay, we're moving on. Talking about some 2 watches.
Too many.
Wait, what watch did I encourage you to? Wait a minute. Let's get this. What watch did I encourage you to buy?
Batman.
Well, you know where I'm from.
I
from
Gotham City.
Okay.
I know you from Gotham City, bro. You from Gotham. You know what I'm saying? But but that's the thing though is. Yeah. I was listening, and I didn't have to listen to TGT. I already knew about this stuff. I was already thinking, like, okay, you know what? I'm sick of this. I'm looking at people's comments, and that's the thing. Don't just look at the video. Read the comments.
Yeah,
just the comments. That's where the real action at. Go down there, and I encourage anybody that if you look at a channel, if you look at and don't read none of the comments, you ain't even scratched the surface of that video. Bro, go read the comments, bro. I'm telling you, you'll learn so much more. And that clown that was talking about, he used Invicta as he said, like if you're flipping watches and selling, he used Invicta as an example to flip watches. And I said, hello, sir. Who uses Invicta to flip watches? If you teaching classes on how people take and invest watches, and the best you could come up with is Invicta, you smoking dope, bro.
No, he ain't dope. He smoked more than dope.
Man, I don't know, like bath salt, something. Like, I mean, bro, this dude.
Bath salt.
He ain't smoking no dope. He's talking like that.
Bro.
Hey, Trap, you see what Israel said?
What'd you say?
Talk about Fat Cat.
Oh. He did the video. And I know somebody had asked me about doing an interview or working with Fat Cat. I'm gonna tell you like this. let me clear the air because you've been talking about it all night. I did the video last year. Fat Cat went and said that I said something about him on Instagram. Me and Fat Cat was having a private conversation on Instagram. He took it that I was talking about him. I called him, I said, Mr. Petty or something. I said, you the pettiest person I know on Instagram, on YouTube. And it was more of a compliment because he was going after, it's complicated. And he was chopping at people, right? And I'm laughing. I sent the laugh emoji. He took it personal and came out and did a video that I did, right? And he blocked me. I was watching the video. I'm looking at the video, and I'm like, that's the same thing I just did like a couple days ago. And I commented, and I was like, my comments ain't going through. What's going on? So I went on a different channel, and I was like, oh, he blocked me. So wow. I know, and I'm just, and look, I'm gonna tell you this because I know this is the old story, man. And the thing about it is, Fat Cat took it personal. He said what he got to say, and he was like, he gave me a compliment, but insulted me at the same time. Trap's a nice guy, but you know what I'm saying? Everybody gonna, you know what I'm saying? Everybody gonna get along. That's what we're not here for that. Shots were fired, whatever he said. And I'm like, hey, bro, look, that's like, we're talking about this, about people going back on their word. I know that this man stated that he don't promote other YouTubers because he's not giving them the credit. That's not it. But yet, like it was so strange that he brought my name up and my channel was low. Y'all know, since we're talking about it, and I'm just like clearing the air, he did a video. You can't see the video because he took it down now. And it was me winning a watch from Invicta. Invicta sent me a watch. Invicta Ryan sent me a watch. So Fat Cat made a video congratulating me. Now I'm going to tell you how crazy YouTube is. Do you know when I posted, hey, I got a watch from Invicta Ryan? 330 views is all I got. He did the video like 2 weeks after that. 1,900 views within 48 hours.
Mm.
How are y'all celebrating? Let me ask you this, YouTube, and you Invicta collectors, because y'all to blame for this too. I'm just gonna call it what it is. How is it? I feel like Corey Holcomb right now. How is it that y'all congratulating me for winning the watch, and then you say, "Hey, Fat Cat, you're such a swell guy. You're looking out for the small guy." But then there's 1,900 of y'all. Only 330 of y'all came to say, "Oh, good job, Trap. That's sweet." Make it make sense. The math ain't
I didn't even
math.
know that.
Oh yeah.
I'm
So I just want to clear the air, because I know they've been asking, like, I mean, Israel been like, "Yo, Trap, you should do a collaboration with Fat Cat and It's Complicated." One, I am not getting on there with It's Complicated, because I imagine that's going to go south with me trying to be a referee between him and Fat Cat, because like he'll be like, "Hey, wait a minute, you're an Invicta collector."
Absolutely.
Bro,
hey, I want to see it.
And it would be the greatest thing I've ever
It's
seen
probably
in my
greatest
life.
thing ever seen, DK. We'll have a good time.
Yeah, hell yeah.
I'll bring
well,
my
you know
badge.
what? Okay. So let's do this. Let's do this.
Trap, I'll bring my badge.
Let's do this. Let's do this. I'll put this out officially. I'll put this out officially, because like I'm not that petty of a person. If Fat Cat and It's Complicated wanted to have a battle, I would be a referee. You know, yes, I could be a referee because I got this thing called battle, so I kind of referee that. So I kind of got some experience in refereeing. I would do that just because y'all requested it. It's going to go south because there's going to be a lot of smack talking.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna bring a knife and just drop it on the table. And just be like, "Hey, here you go. somebody do something with this."
I told you the YouTube is entertainment, man. So we gotta ask what the people want. You know, think what the people want.
Man,
look. Like DK said, do it Saw style. Just drop the knife on the table and lock the door. The last man standing can get out.
Yeah.
Wait a minute, hold on, wait. Now hold up, Israel. Now this is funny. He said that he speaks highly of you and DK.
Trap, don't hurt yourself, man. DK, he's gonna hurt himself, DK.
Yeah, I know.
He's gonna hurt himself. I'm gonna have to go give CPR.
Oh my gosh,
I'm getting out of here. I'm getting out of here. I'm leaving. I'm going home. Where am I going?
I don't want to be called for trial.
Hey man, hold on, wait a minute.
I'm getting out of here. I'm getting out of here. Trap, that's it, man. I'm getting out.
Maniacal.
I'm getting out. I'm getting out.
Oh my gosh, bro.
I was never on this live stream.
You almost killed me, bro.
I'm getting out. I can't take it no more.
DK, he said he talks highly of me and you.
I can't take it no more. I'm out.
Well, does he talk smack about us?
No, he said he talked highly about our channels, bro.
Yeah.
I'm gonna urinate on myself.
I just did. Listen, man. Look, I'm glad I'm in my own house. I'm gonna have to go change my drawers here because I can't believe what I just heard.
Oh God.
Woo, man. Ooh. I promise you just made my whole night.
My heart.
You got the rumble in the jungle. Looks
my gosh. You know, I actually heard Fat Cat say a long time ago that he would only collaborate with Trap. And it's the crazy thing. I heard him say that, bro. I heard him say that. And the fact that, you know what I'm saying, like he took something out of context with me. You know what I'm saying? Because like I sent the text message and like that was between me and him. He didn't have to put that out there. You know what I'm saying? Like, and he got people looking at me crazy. Because I honestly had some people like, man, how could you not like Fat Cat? And I was like, what is y'all talking about? The only people that was rocking with me was the people that rock with me. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, yo, I don't understand that, bro. Like, And then poor DK comes in, and DK can't control what he says, and
DK, please,
DK
man.
cannot, like, he will not let nothing ride.
No,
Boy, DK,
no.
no filter. He was born with zero filter. Like, I'm
Thank
talking
God.
about.
Thank God it's after 9 p.m.
Yeah. I'm like a shitty coffee machine.
Oh, bro, no, you like Army coffee.
Yeah. Yeah, no filter.
You
Dark
are
and
exactly
strong.
Army coffee, bro.
Yep.
Dark and strong.
Yeah.
I'm man. Hey,
Muddy.
you got to build
Dark.
up a tolerance for it, man.
Develop a taste for that. You
Okay,
gotta do
y'all.
anything.
Hey, DK, what's the watch you're on your wrist? I see it there, but I can't tell what it is.
It's Seiko Alpinist.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Oh,
Isn't that the one you had on the other day?
Yeah. I've just accepted.
See.
I've just accepted it. I'm a basic
I'm
bitch. I love
I'm getting
Seiko.
old, but my memory's pretty good.
Hell yeah. Oh, there you go.
I'm
hey
getting old, but
man,
my memory's pretty
it's your
good.
fault too. Matter of fact, why you here? Because
Oh
I
Lord,
wasn't even
excuse
into
me a minute.
No, I wasn't into Seiko like that, man. But I've watched so many of your Seiko videos, bro. So I'm like, there's something to that. Ooh,
Nice.
I got nothing. I got a cheap piece of watch. I can't show it.
What
man,
you got on?
That's
You know what I have on Trap?
Crawford watch from Austin.
I
represent Texas.
I didn't know they were from Austin. I didn't know that.
Yes.
Okay, I actually have I got some. I don't have the watch, but I actually, when I went to up in Chicago before they switched up to Minute and Hours, they was there, and they gave me a bunch. I got like a coffee mug stand and some other stuff. So I got a bunch of gear. I just don't have to watch it.
You know
Go
what watch
figure.
I'm wearing today, Trap? I'm wearing that cheap Digitex.
Oh,
I got the cheap Digitex on.
you got that right there.
Yeah, I got one of them on.
So yeah, Invicta went digital.
I got this one on.
So what's up with this year, Trap? You said you were thinking about changing it up.
He's buying 20 watches tomorrow.
No, I'm not. This year, because my lifestyle and everything that's going on, man, the channel may switch up. My son graduates this year. This is senior year. Life has been really, like, being a caregiver has really, it's hard. It's extremely hard.
Yeah.
And there's a lot that goes along with it, man. So just for the sake of sanity, and I don't know what my son, where he wants to go or what he wants to do in life, man. But, I'm grandfather now. So there's so much stuff that's going on to where I'm like, I'm not walking away from YouTube. Now, don't get me wrong. I'll still be doing this because I have to. This is my outlet, but what I'm saying? Like, if I do stick with watches, it'll be like, I'll be covering events, you know what I'm saying? Because I want to travel. I want to try to get out there to Toronto. Because Jason from Zanelle Watches is actually hosted, and listen, Manasseh, I don't know if you guys ever heard of the company. If you guys got the money to spend on Rolex, I'm going to tell you that you need to go get that watch. I know if you were saving up for Rolex,
you said
look at Manasseh first. That's all I'm going to say. Look at Manasseh first and check out the watches that they have. Their dials are unmatched. I haven't seen outside of Inordain got some great dials. I mean,
Grand Seiko.
Grand Seiko. Though, and that's that in that order, bro, because I haven't seen any other watches on the market that really capture, like, this thing is beautiful, man.
Oh yeah, I'm looking at them right now.
Oh
here's one for it's only 34 grand. Okay, I'll get 3 of them.
Okay. Now look, they got one that's 14,000. So that's the one I was talking about. Matter of fact, I'm gonna post that to Watch Crunch because I have a picture of it when I was down in Texas. Yeah,
they'll be at the DC Times also in DC this beginning of March.
Okay,
been too long, my guys. How you doing? Welcome in. So yeah, man. Now again, I'm not pushing one particular watch over the other, man. I'm just enjoying this journey. Me and Vic do this thing where, we got hashtag enjoy your collection.
Yep.
That's it. That's it, man. That's the beauty. It's so simple.
Yeah.
I mean,
I miss that time before I got serious with watches.
mm,
That almost like blissful ignorance where I just didn't give a shit about what I was wearing. I just, like what we always say, just enjoy what you're wearing.
yeah.
But I think like now it's easier said than done because I want to do that. I want to just enjoy what I wear, but I'm so basic. I'm always thinking about other people too. I am, I can't deny that, especially what's up?
I'm sorry. I want to expand on your statement. I wanted to know what is serious with watches means.
Okay, so where I take things too seriously with watches, and I don't really know how to explain that other than caring too much about nitpicky things, caring about what the community thinks about it, caring about how it's perceived. Because I've got a couple coworkers who are like casually into watches. They don't watch YouTube, watch videos or anything. They just like this one guy has a Seiko, this other guy has a fake bluesy Rolex, and they don't care, right? They enjoy the watch for what it is, and I enjoy talking to them more than anybody about watches because they don't care. They just like to talk. It's just like a casual conversation about watches, and that doesn't exist anymore online with my serious watch friends. There's no casual discussion about watches. It's always trying to find a problem with something, trying to fix something that doesn't need to be fixed. And there's a beauty to that, right? Because like you're learning, it's a learning process. You're learning about how to get better things. But at the same time, it's just so goddamn exhausting, It's like sometimes I don't want that, So
I hear you.
Yeah.
I hear you loud and clear, but for me, I hope I'm never serious with watches.
Yeah.
For me, I hope that never comes to that point. But I can totally understand what you're saying because I think we've all been in that position of anxiety and discussion, and especially when you're around other watch guys, you want to be in that spot. But
Absolutely.
it's I think.
Okay, so a question about do we like glycine? I don't know about those guys, but I definitely like glycine.
Yes,
absolutely love glycine. I think glycine is like so underrated, and I think some people actually miss out on glycine because it's owned by Invicta. And I have another one right here. One of my goals by the end of this year is to own me an Airman. I definitely want an Airman. What's wrong? Go get you some water, man. Get it out the here. Come get the thing right here.
DK, do you ever go to any of those watch events?
No. So I was planning on going to one in Seattle because they were doing like a Watch Crunch event. And then the day came, and then I realized I really didn't want to meet people. So I just didn't. I'm not opposed to it. I think right now I'm still just a virtual watch enthusiast.
The other way, push the other way.
Sense,
Yeah.
Yep.
Orion, they're out in the Pacific Northwest.
Okay, yeah. I actually recently reviewed one of their watches, the Hellcat.
Yep, they have their new watch that came out. I have an opportunity to check it out. That's it's not a Calamity. I forgot the name of their model, but that's a watch that it's another micro brand watch that's been out for a serious long time. One of the OG micro brands that are still amazing and very hard to get, but they're gorgeous styles as well. That I don't know if you reviewed that ruby red version that they have is stunning burgundy watch.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. The one that I bought, it was a black dialed Hellcat. Yeah, it's a really good looking watch. I would have given it like a D+ or C-, and not because there was anything wrong with the watch. I just feel like he's charging way too much for his watches, and like I understand.
Zero West.
What's up? No,
what's the name?
Orion. Yeah, Orion is the name of the watch company, and then the model that I got was the Hellcat. Yeah, it's a legit watch, but like I don't know. It was like officially expensive to me.
Yeah.
And I was like, man, what I'm getting does not really warrant the price tag that he's asking. Because I think I paid like $700 or $800 for it.
Say right around 700. I mean,
yeah.
You look at the same price point, especially in the West Coast. I mean, Notice is killing it. Notice is killing it with their stuff too.
Yep. But Yeah, what were we talking about before?
Mm.
Oh no, I know he was asking you to like explain like
That's right.
your reasoning and stuff like that. And everybody's like different, man. I don't, I hate that when people shame you for the watches that you like. I hate that. I really do, but then like I'm outside of that. I'm more right now. I am more into because I actually have the black tip Zellos and I love the watch. The watch is phenomenal. $500. And it puts me in this mind state like, okay, if Zellos can do this, and I was talking to some other people about it. I'm like, Zellos do this for $500, and this watch is specced out. God, dog, this watch is amazing. The class, everything. I really don't have no complaints. The loom is ridiculous. The loom is stupid. It reminds me of like a Phoebus, right? And then there's companies that will put a watch out, and it's like $300 more than that. And I'm like, that watch is not on par with this one. Or if it's a main brand, y'all know, man, I love my Hamiltons. I do. I like Hamilton because, see, Hamilton for me is different than, like, I guess a watch enthusiast. They're like, hey, I love the heritage of Hamilton. Well, Hamilton isn't American made anymore. It's a part of the Swatch Group. And as far as specs, and I'm talking about as far as a field watch, that watch really needs to be on an officer's wrist. No pun intended or disrespect, but that needs to be on an officer's wrist that's not going to participate in those activities that a troop would actually go through.
You're right.
Because you're going to damage that watch. It's not going to hold up to the strain that you're going, that you're doing. And I know this because I've tested watches and I've never seen a Hamilton out there in the field while we were doing our thing. Everybody always had either a Timex, a Casio, or Armatron. I've never seen anybody where, like, in all the officers that I knew that had a Hamilton, they were in the office.
Did you ever see anybody wearing marathons?
Yes, I did. I did see a marathon. That's the first time I learned about tritium tubes. I was like, "How's your watch glowing still?" And he was like, "You ain't never heard of marathon?" I was like, "No." I said, "What the heck, bro? Are you serious?" And yeah, it was. And I haven't. You know what? I don't have marathon yet. I thought about that marathon collaboration with Mark. I just like Mark's watches, man. And I get it. House X, what's up? I get people don't. I've heard a lot of negative things about Long Island watches, and I have some. You know what I'm saying? We lost Jay Jones. I know what Jay Jones, he got off because he's about to go buy another 22 watches. That's okay, Jay. I get it. I understand.
He just ran out of minutes on his AOL AOL timer. Yeah.
Oh my God. That's cool.
Yeah.
But yeah, man. And you know what, DK? To be fair, bro, I went on a tear for January. I went on a tear, bro, and I have most of these pieces over here. And the funny thing about it is that watch right there.
Oh, nice.
Is 179, right?
Dude, I saw that. I was tempted. I was like thinking about it real bad.
It was 179, bro, and I was like, man, it really don't matter. Like, the price is up to you what you want to do with the price. So I can't answer that question when people have like, man, Trap, do you think it's worth it? For me, it was. It may not be for you. I don't know what type of money you want to spend.
Yeah.
I don't know how it's gonna make you feel.
Price is it really is such a subjective topic, and like it's almost a straw man argument because there's so many variables, right? Like different priorities. Everybody has different priorities, and like the sky's the limit. Like there's value, there's bad value, but like that will change depending on what you prioritize. And like I've noticed as I've gone through the spectrum of different watches that I enjoy, that like I can't have a black and white set of rules on something as subjective as price because it's almost impossible to hold a standard on a watch based on what I'm deciding to prioritize at that moment in time. Like, everybody says heritage means nothing, but I think that's absolutely false. I think heritage can mean everything depending on what you're prioritizing at that moment. Even the fact of having no heritage is kind of heritage in a way. Some people prioritize not having like anything, and it's just like a standalone company that has no history, and they like to watch for that, and they're willing to pay more for that.
Jake Jones trying to get back on, y'all.
Yeah. Yeah.
So you're saying like your first subjective description or category for your watch selection would be what? Obviously, price is something that would be something that you could always scrutinize. But is it? This question is posed to everybody, I guess. But is the first criteria for your watch selection is what? In my opinion, my views has always been the dial. Is always what the dial looks like first and foremost.
Let's see. I guess I'm pretty lax with it. It's just got to have a good action.
Okay.
So like most movements are good enough for me, right? Most movements tell the time good enough. So like as long as it's a reliable movement that is socially acceptable within the rest of the community, I'm fine with that. So bezel action, crown action, and that's pretty much it. Like those have to be solid. Yeah.
And these are your personal decisions for your personal purchases?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
Trap, what about you? What are you?
Oof. Bro, I got a good dial. Man, bro, a good dial go a long way. I went through my phase of like I got to get a Salida 200 or a 2824, right? Like that, I went through that phase. Like it got to be Swiss made, and I remember having a conversation with Vic, and I said I remember at one point I was completely happy with an NH35 or a VD54 or something like that, or a Z60 movement. In the 8040 N, that was highly sought after for me because I love the way the date is on it. I was like, man. And then I fell out of, and I'm gonna tell you why I fell out of love with quartz watches. But like, I got tired of changing batteries because I had so many. I was like, this sucks. I hate it. but for me, I can tell you this: when we walked into the wind up in Chicago, and the first person or first vendor you saw, I think was G-Shock, was to your left,
Yep.
and immediately to your right was Spinnaker. And Spinnaker had a bunch of watches. I said, "Ooh, wee!" And now I got 3 of them. You know what I'm saying? Like, and then you walk past Studio Underdog was next, I believe, and then I walked past Dufresne, and you actually walked me back into. Matter of fact, I keep this as a reminder. This is the Paul watch, even though it's named after Travis, but this is officially the Paul watch.
That's a gorgeous style,
bro. That dial is sick, bro.
Nice.
It's sick. I love it, and I even said, Oris, you need to start over with the Kermit. Throw that out because this is it right here.
100%.
And yeah, so for me, bro, it's gonna be dang near 100%. It got to be the dial, bro.
Yep.
Got to be the dial.
And you hit it on the head. A lot of people have gone through that phase where movement is the most important part. Whether it be Swiss or whether it be Japanese or NX35 or Salida or whatever, movement is always been a big starting point for a lot of collectors also.
Mm-hmm. So for you, bro, like you said yours basically just the way it looked.
Yeah, so dial has always been, biggest contention. Even looking at even digital watches that have beautiful dials. Even Casio G-Shocks, the GA2100 series, the way that dial's laid out looks really symmetrical and really sharp. And of course, any of a lot of basic standard white dials that have a beautiful guilloche on there. Or that's my first look at the product is how it's designed and how the dial looks and how it makes me feel every time I look at it, because that's what you're going to be doing is you look at it every day. Then you start diving into some of the qualities that you kind of look for, and then obviously you break down the stuff. And anytime you have those opportunities to speak to the people, you've heard me talk to the vendors and the owners, is you get to talk to them about the rhyme and reason why they made that watch and start picking away at some of those those characteristics of what you like and what you don't like. Hopefully they get being passed on to the watch makers themselves and start developing what people are hearing. And then sometimes you see them come out with something that's like, man, you hit it right on the nail. Like, that's exactly what we'll be looking for going forward. You're talking about Hamilton. When they redesigned that Hamilton khaki with a better, screw down crown and a much more better, dial configuration, the lume's a lot better, and the water depth is a lot. That's all customer feedback. So those are all wins that I like to look at.
I'm going to ask you something, Paul. And I ain't gonna hold you guys too much longer, but I do want to ask you this question. You saw Nomadic, and I know you bought one of the pieces. I looked at Nomadic, and that's a beautiful watch, man. Explorer style watch. I like that.
It came on a bracelet. I put it on this
NATO strap. Okay,
a little bit more field looking, but
so and I know. Okay, so you passed on their dive watch, right? Which I like the watch, and it was a hard choice between that and I ended up going with Canopy. I couldn't pass up Canopy because of the price, bro. But here's the deal: you have a Tudor. You got Tudor. Now, I mean, that's pretty much, it's referred to as a Tudor homage micro brand, and then you have what's the other company? It's named after a coin, but there was another. Yeah, so okay, all right. I see you put yours on a Random Rob strap. Is that a Random Rob strap?
I'm not going to be soliciting on the thing, but it is a Random Rob strap.
Strap code.
Strap habit.
Strap habit. That's what it is. Yeah. That's crazy. So I'm trying to think of the other company that was there. So did you go to the one that? No, they didn't come. So when they had the hours and minutes up in Chicago, they had a number of people there. I don't think I've seen you there. You may have been, but they had another company that had a matter of fact, DK, what was the watch company that Billy actually reviewed? And it's named after a coin. I can't think of the name.
One with the chest piece.
It looked like if it was the one, if you blew your breath on it and it comes over that cross.
Oh, yes, they were out there. Yes.
Escudo.
Yeah, Escudo. That's right.
So okay, you have Escudo and you have Nomadic. Nomadic, both of them both look like a Tudor Black Bay, right? The only difference between the Nomadic, of course, has a Salida 200, and the Scudo has a Salida 200, no date. And it doesn't come on a bracelet for the Scudo, but you're going to pay a bare minimum of $1,500 for the Scudo. And on the Nomadic, with the date, you're going to spend, I think it's $1,100 or $1,200, something like that. And I'm asking you, like, what was it? Why did you pass on that one? Do you own a Tudor or something like that? Or
I have a Black Bay in the 41 millimeter. Just not the dive watch. This their standard watch. But I mean these people spend a lot of money in developing watches and taking time to it. And the gentleman that was there, his grandfather worked on the Titanic.
Right.
And the whole cachet to the Belfast company was that yellow secondhand is an homage to their crane that's been used for making watches. It was a great story.
Goliath, I think it was. Yep.
Yep. It was a great story of the product and everything that was brought to it. But for the money and for what you're getting, it just didn't sing to me. And I kind of tried to get the explanation of why my feelings were about this product. They sell 1,000. They don't need me to be the one to tell them that, but they would love to hear it. And both of those watches are quality stuff. It is good, but the dial was nothing to it. Just in my opinion, it was nothing that really spread its wings to be something that it's completely different. So to me, it was totally something that it was. I don't want to say cookie cutter, but there were some design decisions that were made that were leaning towards more being like a Black Bay, and we don't need that more. We don't need that in the market. We need something new, and I would prefer them to stretch their wings and be a brand that's unique. So when I have that opportunity, that platform, I will gladly be the one that tells them in their face, "Hey, look, let's spread your wings here. This is my opinion. I would prefer the heritage that you have in this Mare, which is the name of the watch that I bought, and that dial
Right.
is gorgeous." So, and I spoke with the Scudo people too, and they were, they brought their spiel about, the flag on the thing, and it's like, okay, great. It's to me, it's not something that piques my interest, and for this being their first watch to come out with it, they got to hit a home run with something different. And there's other companies that have done that too. I mean, Christopher Ward came out with some really popular models that looked like other models too, and they were doing stuff, but they distinguished themselves going through their patterns, and they had some other models that were a little bit more distinguished. But that was just my opinion, and far be it from me to say if that watch is not good, because there may be people who love that watch, and it is still an awesome watch, but not for me.
Yeah.
Okay. I was just curious. I was curious because I was close to it. See, I don't own a Black Bay, and me and Billy had talked about the Scudo watches, and I said it's $1,500. Is cheaper than a Black Bay, but at that point, and we actually brought DK up in this topic because DK hinted to this last year, like, okay, yeah, it is cheaper, but like if you go hitting over $1,000, why not go and you can find a Black Bay on the secondary market for what, $500 more, which literally they had a 2018 model of the Black Bay, beautiful, all chrome.
Yep.
And this thing was $2,200, box and papers.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, man, dude,
Tutors,
this COSC certified. I'm like,
Tutors are so easy to find on the second-hand market at a great
yeah.
value. And
it's,
yeah.
To me, it's not even about, I guess, honestly, it is about the money too, but it's not even about the price point of both of those watches. It's about the effort that they're putting into it, and, telling a story that, to me, that design language, that story's already been told. So it was just for my opinion, it was something that I would prefer just to pass on and look at their other forms that they want to come out with. So,
and see, and that's why I stand on that is really because, like, going back to the homage thing, I like homage pieces. I actually have a homage to the Daytona with the jewel bezel. I know I would never, ever, ever own that watch unless I beat up Steve Harvey and took it from him. You know what I'm saying? But
I've met Steve Harvey several times. He used to live in Dallas. That guy's got a huge bodyguard, so watch out, man.
Yeah. So that's not gonna happen. So I go to Pagani. You know what I'm saying? I paid $90, and I enjoy that watch. That watch I love wearing it. It's 40 millimeters. It's super comfortable. And the function on it is crazy, man. It's decorated. The watch is perfect to me. In my opinion, it's Pagani design. So I have no problem with wearing that. But I do agree with you on that one. But I would look at it from this standpoint. I would much rather, if you're asking me anything over $900 and you look like another brand, like, because I like Tudor, I like the Black Bay, my favorite. Even over the daggone what you call that Rolex. You know what I'm saying? Like, I like the Submariner. I actually, because I got a number, I got a Pro Diver that looks just like it. I got a couple of watches. I got a Pagani design Hulk. So it's obvious that I like the design, but I just feel like, nah, I don't. I mean, if you're asking me for that kind of money, and spec wise, that's another thing too. Even though I said majority of what I like is the actual face, but the functionality. This watch has to stand up, and if it's a Solita 200 in this watch, and you got it regulated, okay. I bought a couple of watches from, Swiss Watch Company. Dude used to make freaking Omegas. He was putting Omegas together, and I knew that. I didn't know that much, but I said, man, this kind of reminds me of an Omega. And I went to Moya Jewelers, and I put it up against an Omega, and I said, they look similar, that scallop thing. I was like, that's interesting.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, man, if you're asking me $1,000 or more, I'm going to say $900, and it's a homage to something else, I may as well just, if I like it, I'm gonna save up the money and buy the real thing.
Mm-hmm.
Here's a question too, and it may not be necessarily a homage watch, but there are, and we were talking about other, models that are kind of similar. The Gerald Genta style watches that are out there nowadays that are making it. You're talking from Chopard all the way down to, Tudor makes their Royale, and Tissot makes theirs. The Christopher Ward 12. There's a lot that make that integrated style watch. So that's not necessarily homage on the Royal Oaks, but it is a similarity. But you could find their own niche in each one, from the $500 all the way to $20,000, $30,000, $40,000 up to the Royal Oak prices. So I was tempted of getting, and this was in Chicago, I was tempted of getting. Alpina comes out with their Alpiner 4 in their Gerald Genta style.
I saw that.
And that's something that could look like a Royal Oak too, but I don't want a Royal Oak. I want that Alpina one. So that could be crossing the line between, is that an homage, or are you trying to copy another, model that's already famous? And is it this, you're taking from the Tissot experience, or you're doing, hey, that's just like a Christopher Ward 12.
Yeah.
And that's another way. That's another thing that's huge in the market these days. I really like the Baume Mercier Riviera. That looks just like I don't know if you've seen those. That looks just like a Royal Oak.
Yep. What are you about to say, DK?
What do you guys think about that?
Those watches you were talking about, or the entire concept of what we're talking about right now?
Both.
I don't know. I haven't seen the watches that you were talking about. But as far as that homage thing, like, yeah, I'm totally down with homages. Personally, I don't give a shit what you wear, right? It's like they're all cool to me. But for my own personal collection, there's definitely a defining line between a watch that is like not so much the brand or the original, but like either the watch is cheaply made or it's like of a very high quality. And so there is a level of, what's the word? A lot of people will preach about homages without ever knowing firsthand what the original feels like. And I feel like that's kind of also not irresponsible, but and it's not a lie, but it kind of is an irresponsible lie, because then you're like perpetuating this belief that you're getting something that is just as good. And and personally, in my experience, having gone down the homage hole and having experienced originals, that's simply not the case. There is a definitive line in the sand on how the quality feels on one or the other. It's like, yeah, sure, they're both made out of steel, but like that's not like a good
reference.
Yeah, that's not a good reference, right? Like they are very different. And even though you can't really write it on paper what it is, like you just have to experience it for yourself. So to that end, like, yeah, I don't need like an AP, but I do need something that is very good quality. And there are some homages that are very good quality and some homages that are not. So like it's not so black and white. I'm saying just like all homages can be just as good. Like some homages are good and some homages are absolute trash.
Have either one of you reviewed Steinhardt's?
Yes. Yeah,
I
have this. Oh, I love it. I only have one Steinhardt, but it's solid. Like I think that is. I think I even titled it for my video. I think I called it a homage done right, because it's just solid from top to bottom. Yeah, the one that I have.
I think you're making me. You're trying to get me to buy a Steinhardt, Paul.
Yeah,
I see what you're doing, bro. I see what you're doing.
They have a couple of cool models that I was kind of interested in looking at, and then I don't remember which person or which YouTuber went to view their facility. They viewed their facility and how they make their products, and speaking to, I guess it's the owner of the company, and how forward thinking he is, and the quality that you see that come out of it. And of course, again, you take every reviewer's review. Yes, that one right there. That's the GMT.
Yep.
Yes, that's honestly a solid watch.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's something that's
absolutely.
Is that titanium?
No, this one is steel.
Okay, the steel break. Okay, yeah, I think Trap, you should take a look at those.
Oh, I can't stand you, Paul.
Take a look at those.
And then you know what? Hold up. I see what y'all jumping me. You went and got the watch, and I remember that review. I remember. Oh my gosh, I can only do 15 watches this year, man. I can only do 15. I'm like at 11 right now.
So I think I paid 500 for this one. But this is definitely, I would have paid 1,500 for this one.
I think those are watches that you don't necessarily. Those are watches that, I mean, they're. I think they're also regulated, and they use Swiss parts and Swiss Solitas on there. I think that's something that you're gonna keep and enjoy. It's not something that's it's not a flash in the pan company. This company is going to continue on, and I've been interested in them for a while, and
I hate using the term good value, because like I said before, price is so subjective, right? What is a good value to one person may not be to the other.
Exactly.
But I can say with 100% confidence that this watch was a fantastic value watch.
Oh, that's the best sale I've heard all day.
Yeah. Yep.
Oh, can't stand y'all, man. Why y'all embellishing right now? Get out of here. And then y'all, Paul, don't look innocent. Don't you look innocent?
That's a great. I think you're gonna get like the most views you've ever had on YouTube for reviewing.
So if I can make a trap, if you do end up looking at this one, so there's multiple models. This is from, I think it's Olko, Olko. So the difference is this one is a little bit smaller. I think the one from Steinhardt is 41 millimeters, and this one is 38. I recommend, or 38 or 39. I recommend going with the smaller one, just because I don't know, it's just clean. Like
Noman watches has them too.
Yep, they do.
That they
hey, bro, I don't, I've worn some of the biggest Invictus ever known to man. But I also went down, like, this is one of my favorite watches, man. That's 39 millimeter. This watch, I'm telling you, solid. This watch, I enjoy this watch so much. Laurier,
such a class looking watch.
Yes, man. This watch is.
You have to put it on. It's so class. Yes,
dude. I got beef with Laurier.
Come on, man.
I had alarms. I had reminders on my calendar. I was following because it was the Laurier
Zulu or the
Jupiter.
No, it's an Explorer type looking thing.
Oh yeah.
Anyways, I was tracking it, right? Because they were gonna release it on a certain day. So like I was looking at my clock, I was counting down, and it was 8 o'clock in the morning my time that they were gonna release it. And I logged on at 7:59 and I hit refresh. I finally it was available. I put it in my cart, I hit buy, and this took like 5 seconds for me to do it, right? Because I was ready and sold out. Yeah.
Wow.
Yep. So I've been butthurt ever since. So screw that.
Well, you know what?
That ain't their fault.
Yeah, I know.
You know what? That happened to me with Zelos, bro. Like I literally before I got the black tip. Now see, I like the orange. That was my second choice. I wanted to get that blue.
Oh, the Aventurine?
Yes, I wanted to get that one, bro. And I was looking. No, here's the thing. It was like I saw it was 2 minutes left. I said, okay. I'm sitting here and what was I doing? I was about to get something to eat. I said, wait. It's gonna take me a minute to warm my food up. I said, nope. So because I know about standing in lines. I used to stand in lines all night for Jordans. So I know about this, right? So I'm waiting. I looked at it and it said, and see, the thing about that is you can't put it in your cart to refresh. You have to wait until it's actually dead and over with. Then you have to click it, put in your cart. When I clicked it, it was like sold out. As I'm clicking, I said, sold out.
Yeah.
I'm down to the city. I ran over and got the orange one. I said, psh, and then I think the orange one may still even be available. But bro, that review comes out next week. That watch is amazing. That watch is amazing.
Yeah, that's a good pickup. That's definitely a good pickup.
That watch is great.
Yeah. That
so
pretty cool too, but I think the orange one looks awesome.
Okay, so as we leaving out right now, I know somebody, two of y'all had asked to come back up, but cause we've been on for 2 hours and 24 minutes, the longest I've been on in a while. I I'm going to ask you, Paul, what's your most anticipated watch for this year? Or do you have one?
Two watches I'm looking for. I mean, I've got some that are already in the queue, but the one that I'm really looking for. This is maybe a little bit obscure, but I know that people have looked at it. One, the Longines, the Chrono Diver or the Chrono.
Zulu timer.
No, the Conquest, the Chrono Conquest, and the Bronze Dial.
Okay.
I'm waiting to get that one, and then there's also a collaboration that's coming out. I'm don't know if they've already posted that or not, but it's a collaboration with Notice and the Raven watches. They're making a GMT kind of watch that's really cool, and I privy to see that. I'm interested in that. Jack Mason's coming out with their Elm watch, which is a hand-wound Salida 260-1 elaborate movement, which is gorgeous. And a couple of watches at the DC Time Fair that I've been kind of looking for. Christopher Ward's got something up their sleeve that I can't say either. That's coming out this year. That's going to be looking good, but that might be too many already. But
no, you good. You good. You good. Because you know what I'm saying. Like
those are kind of ones. There's a Delma watch that I'm looking for also. That's a GMT, their Meridian watch that I'm really looking into to go look at the DC Times. Heim watches came out with their chronograph model, which is their movements are made there in the USA, and they've got a cool watch that they've released also. That's a really cool guilloche style watch that I'm really interested in. That's for the first quarter, I guess.
You're in trouble. Boy, you are in trouble.
Yeah. That's the first quarter.
Oh my gosh, boy. I was looking at DK face. DK was like,
yeah.
Oh, this is great.
It's the journey. You got to enjoy the journey, man. You know, it's a fun collection and stuff. So it's going to be a good 2024, and it's an election year too. So God save us all. You know.
Oh boy. So DK, what's your prediction, bro? What watches are you anticipated about?
So these aren't new releases, or at least the one that I'm planning on getting probably next month is the Serica 5303 dive watch. It's been living rent free in my mind over the last 3 months, and I was like, okay, screw it, I just got to buy it. It's such a good looking watch. Everything about it I like. It's kind of quirky. It's from a small brand. They've updated everything about it, so now it's a Kosk movement. Anti-magnetic. It's in a Faraday cage, which that doesn't mean shit to me, but it's still cool, you know. Like, yeah. So that's my big one. And then I don't know. I'll probably be getting some vintage Tudors, but like nothing like planned. I'm just, if I see something that I like and it's available, I'll buy one. I'm thinking, so one thing that one of my New Year's resolutions this year is I want to try 34 millimeters. I'm going to try and go smaller, because there are some 34 millimeters that look clean as fuck. And so I've never had one before, so it might be fun to try it out and see how that feels on the wrist. I don't even know if they'll be able to fit. I'll have to find like spare links for the bracelet. Oh wait, I actually have a watch coming in. I forgot because I ordered it from Japan and it's been so long. But it's a vintage Citizen. It's called a Forma. So it kind of looks like a Rolex Explorer, but it's got a day function. Super cool looking. I'll share that on the channel later if you want to check it out. Yeah, they're rare though. They're hard to find. So I was really glad that I could get my hands on it. Yep.
Okay. Yeah, you talk about rent free, man. This watch is old, really, honestly. But the Glycine Airman, and I want the Chief. Bro,
you know why I like that watch? Because it's named after the Navy chief.
Right.
So that watch means a lot to me, and now I have to buy one.
I got it. Like that one right there. Visitor.
What strap do you want to put that on? Excuse me, sorry.
Oh no, you good, bro. Like, and that's the crazy thing is, like, I'm literally getting about 5 or 6 straps for this watch.
Nice. That's the way to do it,
bro. I'm like literally 5 or 6 straps, man. So, that watch has been living. You talk about living rent free, bro. Like, I'm like, dude, that is a must for this year, if nothing else. Visitor watches too. I wanted to complete my Indiana-based watches. I already have one sitting over here. And Visitor has the Dune Shore.
I'm looking at
and it is so clean in the weight. Like, so if you look at it, he actually designed it to mimic the dunes here, which I used to go to. But then it contours to like on the actual not bezel, but the case back is curved. That like it just goes around your wrist. I put it on. The watch is super comfortable. I was like, I really like. So Visitor does a great job. Then he has the I think the Linden dial or something like that. He called it that one. That's a clean watch, man. That watch is super clean.
Dude, I like the hands. The hands are clean. I like the indices too.
And he actually those hands are actually designed after fountain pens. So yeah. Phil, like, and what's crazy, guys, and I'll tell you guys this, we're working on what we call in a roundtable. So it'll be me, a couple of watchmakers and some ADs. We're actually going to vlog, and you're going to see different perspectives of the watchmaker, the stuff that goes into it. We're going to be having these conversations. We've been working on this behind the scenes, and it's just about timing because we have a couple of events coming up. So we're going to work it out to all of us get to do that. And I really want
Can you
Adam. Huh?
Can you add my other screen to your thing so we can show the people Visitor watches?
They're going to be at the DC Times, and I may pick one of those up.
There we go. Yeah, just so people can see what we're
Jade, that's the one. That's the one I like. It's like purplish, I think.
Man, that watch is phenomenal, man. Like that thing is super clean, bro.
Oh, now my internet. Oh, there we go.
There we go.
Yeah.
That watch is so clean. That's one of my my choices for this year is definitely Visitor, man.
Dude, it almost looks like they used AI to design the indices. Like they're very like sci-fi alien.
Yo,
good call. Good call.
DK, I actually went to he had an open house 3 months ago. Bro, and oh my god. Matter of fact, I'll drop some of that footage tomorrow. Cause I never put the footage out. Look at that, bro.
Yeah.
That watch is super clean, man. Super clean. And again, you know, like you said, price is subjective. I know some people get in their feelings about it, you know, and I used to be like them, like, I'm not spending that kind of money on, but then it's like there's watches in different price points. I'm like, different categories. I'm like, okay, I really want that watch. And I don't want the Haman. So the bad thing about it is, like you said, and I will stand on that, go to an AD and try the watch on. And then I've actually tried one of those watches, and then I compared it to like something that was close to it. It's not the same.
Yep.
It's not the same, man. I'm like, nope.
And if you get upset by that, it's just because you're insecure in, you know, what you've got yourself, you know, like, because facts are facts, right?
Yeah.
You can't like. Anyways, I'm not going to get into it because then I'm just gonna sound like a snob, and like that's not what I'm trying to say. Because like I've been there, I've done that, right? I've done the whole like homage thing. I've like, you know, been all like focusing on budget only, and like it like that didn't give me happiness. And I was listening to other YouTubers telling me this stuff, and I'm like, what you're telling me is not true because like I'm here right now, and like everything you're telling me is just a bunch of bullshit.
Hey, you're always welcome here, DK. You're always welcome here, man.
Oh, he know that, bro. DK know that. DK, hey, look, he already know.
Yeah.
Again, y'all, and we gonna leave on this note, man. If you're allowing any YouTuber to live in your headspace rent free, and you're basing your watch collection off what they got, and stop it. Just stop it. You have to enjoy what you're doing. And then the money that you're spending, like these watches aren't cheap. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like like that's like the most expensive mistake that you can make is buying a watch that, oh, that YouTuber got it, so I'm gonna get it. And you're like, dang, you get it and you don't like it.
And the most expensive watches are the shitty cheap ones. Interpret that for however you will. But the cheap ones that just accrue in your collection that don't do anything are the most expensive watches you're never gonna wear.
True.
Yep.
True. Paul, you got anything you want to say before we get up out of here?
No, thank you for the platform. You guys are great. You know, like I said, like touching base on, like, enjoy what you wear, enjoy what you have, and remember, time is always on your hands.
And with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for spending 2.5 hours with us.
Real quick,
what's up?
So I know you were talking about your channel, and like I'm all about analytics. It's my genes. I like numbers, but like your channel's doing good, and so I don't want you to like compare performance of your channel to like other big name channels, because we're all like really small, and like based on that, like I don't want you to be like too hard on yourself. You're in an upward trajectory, so like you really don't need to put in a lot of effort to grow. And I think you kind of have this mindset that you got to do like these big things, but like you just got to be you, and that costs nothing. You just got to, like, you've developed a very loyal following. So if you can see that here, like you're growing at like a very good rate compared to other like typical YouTubers, right? And then if you look at your future projections, so, you know, in a year, you'll be up to about 4,000 subs, but that's based on a linear growth. But growth on YouTube is exponential. So, you know, it might be more. So I don't know. I just wanted to bring that up because
I appreciate it, bro.
That was the end of the fiscal year numbers. Thank you.
Yeah.
Operational report. We appreciate that.
Hey, he is a numbers guy. He's a numbers guy, man.
Yep.
Most definitely. So yeah, man. Again, I appreciate you guys being on. Appreciate you guys listening. Grace Santini, Space G95. All you watch crunchers. As a matter of fact, if you're not over there on Watch Crunch, get over there. What are you doing? Let's get over there. I want to see your pictures. Show your pictures. And do not do what DK does and put like drug paraphernalia on the screen for I saw that, but I lost it.
Well, don't tell me with a good time.
Hey, so hey, I appreciate y'all time and effort, man. Y'all be blessed. You feel me? Y'all crazy.